Batteries fully charged. Launch ready for AEW Spark in 3, 2, 1. All Elite Wrestling discussion is live. Cue host Noah Foster.
Who continues to rise to the occasion on AEW Dark Elevation. Let's bring some light to some promising talent that is surprising us on AEW Dark. It certainly was something different this week on AEW Dynamite as we wonder which side are certain individuals on, and we continue to see chaos unfold and escalate on AEW Rampage as we bask in the return of a limitless one. This and so much more to discuss this week as we once again reignite the conversation on all things All Elite Wrestling on AEW Spark. So hello everybody, welcome back once again to the weekly forum for all things All Elite Wrestling. You know what this is, for I am the simple man of a simple brand, proud partner of Episode Productions, and I am the simple man, Noah Foster. With me, of course, always is my All Elite color commentary cohort for AEW and Impact Wrestling, founder, co-creator of Weymouth Youth Wrestling and FTW Productions, James Hebert. James, here we go again. It's been another week in AEW, and it doesn't seem like they're slowing down. It looks like we finally are starting to form our pay-per-view card, of course, coming up too, AEW Revolution. But how are you?
I'm doing good, man. I'm looking forward to Revolution, the way they're building the card up. I know a lot of people are... There's a lot of comparisons going on right now. I don't think people realize the signs are pointing in the right direction soon for AEW with the eventual arrival of Punk. For those who don't know, we might as well get this out of the way before we actually break down the shows. If you're a fan of New Japan Pro Wrestling, big news here. CM Punk and Kenny Omega were actually backstage for the event, both talking to Mercedes Moné. It does seem that the parties of which that were involved in the brawl-out scuffle are finally starting to mend the fences to where they could actually be in the same arena, in the same location, at the exact same time. This is huge, because if people have noticed also, as we've been talking about on Open Mic Night as well, Punk has been reasserted into promotional material for AEW, reinserted for upcoming events in the Chicago area, especially when they come to Chicago. So that's a big thing that's going around. Looks like things are going to be on an upward swing for AEW. And if things go the way that I think they're going to go, it does look like we could be getting a work-shoot type of program, which means we're going to get both companies telling tremendous stories at the same time in the world of pro wrestling. And I think that's great for wrestling, because I think wrestling at its core is storytelling. And the fact that both companies are about to have, competing for feuds of the year in as little as a few months here, that's big. That's big news coming up. I'm looking forward to what's about to happen after Revolution. We'll just put it that way. But I'm also looking forward to this pay-per-view. We got a lot going on here. I think a lot of people need to stop jumping the gun and getting so worried about AEW kind of on a slowdown when we're about to ramp it up by the summer coming up. So let's hold off on the worries here. That's all I got to say on that. But
Pace is key, even in professional wrestling. Sometimes you need to let things breathe and escalate rather a more consistent, organized pace. You have seen in the past, folks, how AEW pay-per-views build themselves and send you into a go-home with a countdown special. And whether or not you want to talk about quantity, quality, and the amount of the shows and their consistency, there has not been a flop of an AEW pay-per-view since the inception of this company. Every one of them have delivered in some sort of way and have always given you something to take away, different or not. And with the fact that we once again know that the Forbidden Door is certainly open and could certainly come to fruition here in 2023 with so much more, there's no telling what could happen in the West Coast pay-per-view for All Elite Wrestling come March 6th.
Agreed.
Stay tuned because we will have full coverage, predictions, and even AEW Spark Plus special. So much more regarding this pay-per-view as that nears to. But that is then, this is now, we are building to it. So without further ado, let's get right into it as we discussed the last week of AEW, starting with February 13th edition of AEW Dark Elevation. And it was a nice card from El Paso, Texas, in the El Paso County Coliseum. Of course, I always want to give shout out to the sources I use, including Wrestling Headlines, Fightful, and WrestleZone, and the AEW official website, so you all know. So let's go ahead and talk about these matches here. We'll go ahead and briefly discuss, unless we have key takeaways maybe from somebody that we think is breaking out, should be on the rise, maybe needs more performance time, you tell me. The six-man tag, we join the Dark Order. As once again, Evil Uno, John Cena, and Alex Reynolds showed their six-team incredible synergy in six-man tag team action against El Cobarde, El Dragon, and Rey Morales, who has been a long-time part of AEW Dark, including a tag team, I believe, with Liam Gray. This was some good back-and-forth action, as I expected. You, of course, got Johnny Hungy, John Cena, whatever you want to call him, showing his explosive power. There was a suppress slam into the ropes, running an uppercut. Of course, he went into like a friggin' fireball. Then Alex Reynolds comes in with a ridiculous inside-out lariat, as good old JR would say. But then Dragon comes in, he gets punched, and then we get a nice step-up Seguri, though, by Cobarde. And this match continued down the line. Standing switch exchange, pop-up, knee lift by Alex Reynolds. Tags in Evil Uno, who gives us 3 clotheslines, and then drops one of them with a big boot. As this escalated, there was the assisted netbreaker to Morales, and then the Sky High by Evil Uno. And then, of course, we have Alex Reynolds as they literally tag each other constantly. Evil Uno scores a mean right hook. Dark Order connects, of course, with the combination offense. You, of course, know what I'm talking about. There's the soul food, there's the forearm, there's the suplex, there's the fold-over jackknife. Good grief, that finishing sequence.
Yes.
And, of course, their combination offense allows them to pick up the win. Every time I see that, I am never any less impressed. Good win for the Dark Order.
Yeah, it's I really like their, I always feel when I see them, they're the most underrated tag team because, and they still are, even when they first started in AEW, like, Silver and Reynolds, that tag team finish combination is probably one of the cleanest and most brutal looking in AEW because you gotta imagine like the moves that they're performing at
In
lightning
less than 10
quick
seconds.
breakneck speeds is like
Right.
ridiculous.
Try calling all that without just going, oh. I try at times, and even I can't keep up with it.
Yeah,
But
unless
good win for them.
Unless you're Excalibur, good luck.
I mean, even Excalibur sometimes can't call all that because it's, again, combination offense by the Dark Order, the jackknife, the float over, gets the win. Even
Yeah.
Excalibur sometimes can't call everything.
Well, to be fair, I think JR also taught him that you don't need to call every move. Like, even you should, but if you can't because they're going so quick, don't worry about it. Just let them know that there's tag team combination lightning quick offense.
Well,
Because then
we
people
are-
kind of get the gist, you know?
Well, I mean, look at us, James. You and I call commentary for all sorts of wrestling events, and I've been primary play-by-play. You sometimes float into that. You are primary color and analyst and hype guy, and I've floated into that. But either way, we let the wrestling breathe at times to actually tell a story and give a realistic reaction. And that's kind of what needs to happen if you're going to present your product, but also move forward the person as far as what they're capable of, who they are from a character standpoint. So, again, JR, the guy that's done it all, and my greatest, role model and influence in what's now my proud, humble YouTube commentary career across the Jeff Meacham multiverse media under good old JM Jeff Meacham. Shout out to the boss man. There you go. All right. As we move on from there, this was I'll admit, this was a pretty good singles match. Gino, again, talk about Jeff Meacham, one of your boys, Jeff and JJ. Gino Rivera took on, yes, James, I'm going to say it, Big Bill. And for what this was, Big Bill, he used his big boot to constantly keep Gino down. One time punching Rivera in the back and then sending him into the turnbuckle, of course, using his power and taunting the El Paso crowd because, hey, he's East Coast, so, like Texas, screw you. Meanwhile, as Gino keeps flying back, he's still being taken apart, but then Gino shows us what he's capable of with his speed and agility, and it looked like he was going to mount a comeback here. Nice kick to Big Bill in the face until literally he went chest first into that canvas, and next thing you know, that big boot was basically goodbye. And the delayed choke slam from what feels like an Empire State Building. Bad enough in the clutches of Big Bill. You're just up there waiting. Okay, how am I going to get down from here? When am I going to come down? Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Push it, Dad! Big Bill wins.
It's funny because I always look at this dude, and he's always super impressive. But, like, nothing, and I don't know if there's still heat between the two men, but I think Jeff's even said it best. I'd say bring Enzo in, man, because number one, he's been acquitted of the bogus charges he was laid upon. Number two, man, like he just fits with Kaz. He does fit with Big Bill. Like if you want to keep the name, be my guest, whatever. Big Bill, Enzo, it does work, right? Even if it's Big Bill, Enzo and Big Bill will get over. It would get over still. People will know who they are immediately. Especially if you do the catchphrase with Enzo. My name is the one Enzo, and I'm a certified G and a bona fide stud. I miss that shit, man. And, second thing too, he's really good in the ring now. And I don't think people have seen his work recently, but he is tremendous in the ring now. Like, I watched one of his matches on MLW, and the difference is night and day. I actually was shocked at how improved he was. Like, he was one of the better workers on the show. That's how good he was. Like, the dude was, like, pulling out moves I never even thought he knew how to do. Like, he did, one of the moves that caught my eye that he did was, it was like an angle move, right? Like, where you take somebody out of action for a few weeks, but it was basically a razor's edge where instead of the back, it was the front, and he sends him into the steel post, shoulder first, and they go spinning around and collapsing on the ground. Really cool. So he's starting to understand spots now. He's starting to understand how to, like, weave it into story, and how to sell right in the ring. Like, he's really, like, come a long way since his days in the WWE. So I would definitely, if I'm AEW, I'd take a look at bringing this guy in and putting him, even if you want to put him with the firm, as long as he's with Big Bill, I don't care. Like, I think that's what's missing from this package of Big Bill. It's always gonna be Enzo. It always is gonna be. Like, he's too... That dynamic works too well, and trying to go against that grain in this instance, I think they're both doing themselves a disservice, because Enzo, with him being acquitted of all the charges that were laid on him, there's no reason why he shouldn't be in a big-time promotion right now. And B, Big Bill is not going to succeed in a big-time promotion without Enzo talking for him. At least,
that's fair take.
At least in the beginning, So I would bring him up immediately, especially considering, like, it's not looking dim yet, but the tag team roster in AEW is kind of thinning a bit, and so when I see Big Bill just on a singles run, it doesn't sit right with me.
I mean, he tried in Impact Wrestling, to be fair, and he even did try his promo skills to a degree. He even faced Moose, ironically enough, James, last year at No Surrender for the Impact World Championship.
Yeah,
so he had a experiment to try that out, and then of course he came in AEW and got Powerbomb Symphony in his debut by Wardlow. So I do understand what you're saying, though, but being part of this whole firm thing where he's just right now the big guy, I feel they are kind of trying to protect him to a degree. But we'll wait and see. I mean, we have seen crossovers with MWL, excuse me.
No, MLW, yeah.
MLW, excuse me, yeah, MLW, I forgot, MLW, yes. Yeah, MLW, and I mean, as far as I'm concerned, as long as the real one's going to keep trying to go after Alex Hammerstone, how you doing? I mean, he honestly is just a guy that's just keeping it real, but it's probably going to still get ragdolled in the end, but kudos to how far he has grown. So, only time will tell. But as far as, growing from a character standpoint, how much more does Jade Cargill need to grow when it comes to her character?
Yeah, right.
She truly is that bitch. And she was that bitch in this tag team match, as she tagged with the only legitimate left and true baddie, Ohio Alvarez to represent, out of the New York era, of course. I'm, of course, talking about Layla Gray. And they took on Didi Doom and Dulce Fomenta. Jade Cargill and Dulce kicked things off a little bit here, but mostly this match was Layla Gray showing off why she is the baddie and just basically endorsing Jade Cargill as that bitch. But I do like the fact that Layla Gray got to showcase some good clubbing blows to Tormenta's back and then pulled Tormenta down off of the mat, and then basically Layla Gray showed why she's a baddie, posing, ayo, and then gets nearly rolled up. Got a 2 count, though. That just goes to show when your hubris could cost you. Some forearm shivers, though, as the opposition was trying to get back into phase, but then Layla Gray with the side rush and leg sweep for a nice 2 count, and then clotheslines Tormenta, and Doom tries to come into play, but gets hit with a forearm smash, and then finally Gray tags in the boss of a different sort, Jade Cargill, who basically, good lord, I still think she's challenging Ty Mello for the meanest, stiffest pump kick I've seen. Damn! Nearly wiped her damn face off, and then a fallaway slam to Doom after pump kicking Tormenta back to Mexico. And then Cargill, once again, incredible capable athleticism. Kip up. She has all the tools, all right? She just constantly grows. And then, of course, the traditional line I always say. Her opponent just got cheated. And Jade Cargill increases her run to 52. And, Jade Cargill, Layla Gray win via pin. Not much more to say here. Who can stop this bitch?
Nobody. That's the thing. I mean,
right.
It's funny where we're at now because it's to the point now where she has excelled at the stages of what she excelled at, and you can tell she's gotten better in the ring. That now she actually needs legit competition. I don't know why they haven't gotten it yet. Because at this point, that division needs it. I think even Moonlight has said, like, how long are they going to be able to keep this up for? I mean, they can't just have her fight jobbers for her entire time, or it's really not going to mean much in the end when Chris Statlander eventually does dethrone her, which we know they're waiting on.
It's got to be that at this point, but honestly, James, it's been so long, they really may need a call audible. I wonder where the likes of Kayla Rossi is, and if Kayla Rossi was built strong enough from a predominant character standpoint, because she's a powerhouse too, because she maybe challenged Jade. Maybe Jade Cargill goes on an excursion and carries this network championship to market AEW and herself, and see if she can, outlast against some of the greats in the other promotions, like maybe Jordan Grace and Impact Wrestling. I know we keep talking about the inevitable. We want to see one day maybe Camille and Jade go freaking face-to-face. Maybe Jade and face the NWA and tries to take their TV championship, since we know they're going to crown NWA Women's World Television Champion in April. But yeah, the problem is they really don't have an equal to Jade Cargill that is believable right now to be the next TBS champion. And our two closest one's injured, and Nyla Rose, she got jaded.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, again, I think the idea, the smart decision here is to go with, honestly, get somebody like Camille in there. Because I feel like if you get Camille, you are essentially giving her legit competition. Now, I'm not saying it has to exactly be Camille, but, people like her. Like, Kayla Rossi could be a contender as well. Savannah Evans, we mentioned. That would be a hell of a match. I forget the name of the person I mentioned in, what was it? Hold on. Well,
you're good.
I just need to double check her name here. And
where does she work?
She works in DPW. I'm just looking. Just looking at it.
I mean, I just got done watching Keiji Muto's Last Love pay-per-view, and I still feel like Miyu Yamashita could kick Jade Cargill's face.
Oh yeah, that's a good name. Yeah, I don't even think about her. Sawyer Rex could also be a one. For those who don't know Sawyer Rex, she's She was actually like doing a little thing where she was kind of like the China of the women's division for a bit. I would definitely say go for her, or at least
Okay.
try to get her, because she, again, tall woman, can go. She's kind of a strong woman. It would give a challenge to Jade. People like that, I feel like would benefit from working with Jade, and also Jade working with them, because it's legit challenges now.
I also want to put the name out there that they were working with for a little while, but I know she got injured. I don't know whatever happened with her. I would try and see if Megan Bain could be the goddess of her own right.
Yeah.
That could dethrone that bitch with that whole presence. I feel that could be a very interesting match as well. But if you're going to find somebody to beat Jade, they have to be equally capable in the ring from an athleticism standpoint and a power standpoint, because Jade Cargill has been able to overcome all more so through a power game. So you need to have something strong to counteract that, but still have enough of that as well to fight back. But again, we'll have to wait and see. Let's go ahead and move on from there. We talk about power, because who better than the Machine Brian Cage, who basically squashed Jackson Taylor before you could friggin' make yourself a Torgino pizza. Basically Cage with a forearm smash and a power slam, then the release German suplex, and then Taylor, to his credit, he used his speed to dodge a discus lariat, and then got a nice handspring in Seguri, but then Cage got him with the ridiculous X-Plex, and basically hit the drill claw, and that was it. Terminated. Brian Cage wins. What more to say? Who better than the Machine right now? He's on a roll.
Yeah, agreed. There's nobody better right now. Although I don't know, like he's actually like, they need to like start giving his boys, the Gates of Agony, some matches on AEW. Yeah,
or something.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, again, they are. Here's the thing. Brian Cage was originally signed to AEW. Gates of Agony are strictly Ring of Honor, and with the Ring of Honor tapings coming up that are going to be in the same place as AEW Dark, I think you are going to see more of that. But I do think they are trying to really, finally, separate these rosters and keep the truly exclusive Ring of Honor talent to the Ring of Honor platform. But I think we'll know soon enough once we see what the first tapings actually look like when they're broadcast on Honor Club. Not they're going to be broadcast on YouTube as well. But
I wonder if they're gonna like, do a little bit of cross promotion with AEW Dark Stars kind of showing up on Ring of Honor also. So maybe AEW Dark improves by proxy also. Not that it's bad, but AEW Dark is what it is. So maybe it improves just by proxy.
Yeah. I mean, it's the breeding ground. I mean, again, we got the Outrunners that, again, the only thing I just need to see a Fiend battle between them and the Jericho Society. So, I mean, again, who knows? But this was pretty much constant. And seriously, I don't mind seeing Sky Blue versus Nyla Rose. This tag team match, though, it was a homecoming for Vicky Guerrero. I cannot believe I freaking saw that. As it was Nyla Rose and Sakura with Vicky Guerrero, who was welcome in with cheers, even after saying, excuse me, my freaking ears. That voice, God. Taking on Madison Rayne and Sky Blue. Of course, Sky Blue, one of my favorites to watch in AEW, as she continues to excel and progress and constantly kicks it strong in Chuck Taylor's. Respect. As
I assume we're not talking about Chuck Taylor. We're talking about Chuck Taylor's The Shoot.
Yeah, of course. Well, I mean, that'd be an interesting mixed tag team. AEW should experiment something like that. Do their own mixed tag team challenge. Be like the Bedfellows Cup. I'd like to see something like that. Chuck Taylor and Sky Blue. Anyway, Emi Sakura, Madison Rayne kick things off, picking up hostilities from their singles match, where, of course, Emi Sakura got the better of the coach, as she is known in AEW. Con elbow tie-up, and then, once again, women always go for each other's hair to pick an advantage. Seriously. Such a cheap move. Seriously. But then Madison Rayne took her out with a forearm shiver and basically drove her. And next thing you know, Sky Blue is tagged in. We get some double Irish whip, rising knee strike action. But then things definitely changed when Nyla Rose came into play. Good Lord. And then headbutt Sky Blue into submission for a short period of time. Forearm smash, but Sky Blue repeatedly fought back, and by fought back, I mean she kicked back. And then kept going after the left hamstring, trying to take out the base of the beast, and that's what you're supposed to do with the bigger opponent. Nice super kick attempt, but unfortunately it was blocked, but then Sky Blue ducks the clothesline, goes for a Hurricane Rana, but again, the power of Nyla Rose was the difference maker. Unfortunately, she tried to go for the Canadian Destroyer, which I thought would have been epic, but again, it was countered with the Ito Danashi driver. the bastard driver, for those that don't know, used by one Kota Ibushi. I did not expect to see that, by the way. I thought she was
That was
dead.
crazy. That was crazy.
I've never seen Nyla Rose do that. That was crazy.
Dude, her and seriously, I think they at one point tried to do that ridiculous tag team with Marina Shafir and Nyla Rose.
Yes.
This is the better tag team.
Oh, I agree. Like, you also gotta consider Emi Sakura's resume. James.
Yeah, right. But like, still, like something about Nyla and Emi, like gel well. They do. Like honestly, again, I mentioned the whole idea. I'll say it probably till I'm blue in the face. Bring your women's tag teams that you actually get to NWA and Impact. Hey, by the way, one of those did happen. NWA Hard Times, or enough said, whatever it's called. It did happen. So
well, yeah, I got an update for you, by the way. The Renegade Twins lost the titles back to Pretty and Power, but then the Call Your Shot winners of the Champion Series, keeping it within the NWA. Congratulations to the new NWA Women's Tag Team Champions. Manny Wazowski and Mr. Cake. Congratulations on your first gold.
I mean, congrats to them, but they really?
Yes, that happened tonight on NWA Power.
What was the point?
I don't know, James. I don't know. Let's get back on track here, though.
All right, cool.
So, as Nyla Rose and Sky Blue continued, I cannot believe Sky Blue survived the Hito Ganashi. That's some freaking resilience. Body slammed her, and then Emi Sakura came in and spanked Sky Blue. What was that about? Okay?
She wanted to get spanked.
You know what? I'm going to leave that where it is. Running across body block, as of course she chops you, and then she tries to cut you in half. But then Sky Blue drives Sakura back first into the ringside barricade, and as Sky Blue tries to come back into play behind the rest back, of all things I would see. Okay, so we know what triggers Vicky Guerrero to actually do a wrestling move. She's spared! I kid you not, she's spared! Sky Blue brought her back inside the ring. And that was actually a pretty good spear, I'm not going to lie. Only for a 2 count as Rose was brought back in, and nice assisted gut buster, and then back to the breast hold, chin lock. Sky Blue still fine back. Madison Rain, desperate, waiting for the attack. As we were looking for the running cannonball strike, Sky Blue finally able to make the tag until Madison Rain was taken off the apron. Sky Blue, though, finally mounts the offense with the backstabber. Nice tilt-to-her backbreaker, though, counter by Emi Sakura. And then finally, Madison Rain's tagged in, along with Nyla Rose, and the two exchange. Rain with the drop kick to the left knee, and then nice mid-kick. And then Sky Blue super kicks Nyla Rose as things were breaking down, as they usually do. Twisting reverse DDT, and then a running cross-body block into the barricade by Emi Sakura. As Nyla Rose connects with the Burning Hammer to pick up the win. Nyla Rose and Emi Sakura victorious, but a once again, great exhibition for Sky Blue. And Madison Rain's definitely guiding her, too, as a former multiple-time Knockouts champion. There's no doubt.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, it's really good right now. I feel like a lot of people say the women's division isn't where it could be. I think it's starting to get there. You got some good women there.
Key. Progress is key, yeah. And you're seeing progress, and you're seeing more quantity, and it's developing more quality. Things don't happen overnight. They take time, and you have to redefine, if you will, time after time. And they're clearly doing that. They're also doing it here with this next match, as of course, Game On! I love seeing her involved in AEW. The Defy Women's Champion, Britt Vixen, took on the magical girl, Yuka Sakazaki. And I say, Yuka Sakazaki's been putting in the work when it comes to these matches. Billy Starks and Britt Vixen, insert name here. She has been pulling out great matches, really testing herself and testing her opponents. And this was definitely a test for her because Britt Vixen was not only probably twice her height, she was definitely more powerful. Nice rising knee strike, though, by Sakazaki to finally put things in her favor in the early going, driving her to the turnbuckles. But Britt Vixen goes over Sakazaki and then sweeps the legs out from her and nails her with a flatliner. And then Britt Vixen repeatedly stomps in Sakazaki's chest, trying to basically flatten her. Almost like a constant just stomp move, just stomp your opponent into submission, make the health bar go down to 0. As Britt Vixen continued the offense, sliding a forearm, and then she posed to the crowd because, you try and get a reaction, and she does that. We continue forward with the vertical suplex, but Sakazaki blocks it, then kicks Britt Vixen straight in the gut, bends her over, and then we get a nice Michinoku driver for a 2 count by Britt Vixen. Love that move. And we keep going forward, and these two, a little bit of smack talk, but hey, you know what? This is women's wrestling, right? Strong spirit, attitude, adjustment, verbally, you just take what you can. Sagasaki ducks physical and mental. Sagasaki ducks a clothesline, then we get the airplane spin, which she has been using more often to set up for her finisher.
Oh, wait, airplane spin! No doubt about it! Alright, continue.
Yeah, no kidding. And then, next thing you know, we take a magical ride to the top rope as Yuka hits the magical girl splash and puts down Bert Vixen after a game bout. Good stuff for her. Hey, I knew this was going to happen eventually. Athena finally gets a piece of Yuka Sakazaki when she's the most vulnerable, driving her hard into the steel ring steps and crushing her leg in the process after some forearm smashes. While Yuka Sakazaki still attempted to fight back and tried to stand up, Athena, with one last infallible statement kick, told her to stay down. Pretty sure she wanted to say stay down B, but probably just wasn't on her mind. But clearly, we're seeing two things. Yuka Sakazaki poses a real threat to Athena, and Athena is going to do anything possible to neutralize it. As Yuka Sakazaki, no doubt, in my opinion, is going to challenge for the Ring of Honor Women's World Championship sooner rather than later. But this was a good match.
I agree. I really enjoy that they're actually going to put Athena with a Joshi wrestler that could really give her a tough challenge, at least in ring. That's going to be really good to see. We know how good Athena is, but I think we need to have women that are on Athena's level, and I think that Yuka's a perfect choice, and I think we're going to be seeing a lot more Joshis probably challenge her. I'd love to see Ember and Emi Sakura down the road. Love to see that. That would be cool.
So you saw what Emi and freaking Jamie Hayter did to each other. By the way, the Hey You episode with RJ City and Jamie Hayter, that might be my favorite episode of the day. That was freaking hilarious. Trying to talk British with Jamie Hayter.
Yeah, I'm always weird. I always try with that guy. He always gives me weird vibes.
And Danhausen doesn't?
Okay, yeah, but there's a different kind of weird. It's a weird I can get behind. I don't know. This guy's weird. It's just awkward energy. I don't know. It is just a weird, awkward energy there.
Okay, fair enough. All right. Moving on from here, Josh Woods took on the Man Scout.
The what?
Gut wrench powerbomb, rope through, bridging German suplex. The end. Josh Woods wins.
Okay. Man
and no
Scout.
badge earned.
Man Scout?
Jake Manny. Yep. He was reading his book before the match, and then he basically got squashed.
Yeah,
instantly.
As he should have. I just remember Josh Woods was in the ring and he did a gut wrench, so I don't even remember the other guy. I didn't even know he had a book. I was not paying attention at all.
Fair enough. I don't think that book had a strategy guide to beat Josh Woods' badge.
Why is he a manhunt? What is the gimmick?
I've never heard. He's been maybe one other time on AEW Dark or Dark Elevation to my knowledge, and I have not followed him. I'm not sure. Oh my god.
Okay, I bet you this is probably some Dungeons and Dragon reference that we don't even know about. Probably.
I don't think.
If I had to take an uneducated guess, emphasis on the word uneducated.
Brandon Cutler would go back to the Dungeons and Dragons for this guy. Makes you think he's Dungeons and Dragons. I'll tell you that much.
You mean the gimmick you should go back to because it was cooler?
Stupid stooge with the friggin' dabbing elbow drop. I hate that.
I hate it too. I miss Dungeons and Dragons Brandon Cutler, man.
I can't believe that stupid tie-dye stooge has gotten more wins though than friggin' Dungeons and Dragons Brandon Cutler did. That just don't seem right.
It doesn't.
Anyway,
it really doesn't.
Past is past, right?
Yeah. Sure.
The elite. Even the stooge is elite. Whatever that means. Alright. Good God almighty. As we go to the main event of this episode of Dark Elevation, it was the best friends Chuck Taylor and Trent Beretta taking on Aiden Cole and Frank Stone. Simply put, to get the people what they want. And of course, they did that. Some good tag team offense, double average whip. I felt that the best friends were coming in here with a bit of a chip on their shoulder, considering they're probably, I think, still the tag team with the most wins, if not action, in AEW history. Let us not forget about their carrying us through the pandemic. Beretta unloads furious strikes in the corner, tags galore to Chuck Taylor, And then Colt at one point, not Colt Cabana, folks, reverses out of the Irish whip from Beretta, and then Stone Cold, drives his knees to Beretta's back. So I do like the fact the opposition did get to show a little bit of tag team offense to show us, okay, what you're capable of. It wasn't like, completely one-sided affair here. Until Beretta and Taylor had quick tags, double Irish whip, double shoulder tackle, and then Stone tries to run interference. Next thing you know, he eats a rising knee strike, and then we get a running knee. The soul food half and half suplex combination by the best friends. And next thing you know, we get the hug, because again, you got to give the people what you want. As Chuck Taylor hits the awful waffle, and Beretta hits the crunchy in stereo for the best friends to win.
There you go. Yeah, it was a pretty standard tag match. It was good, like, back and forth, and then they won. To the shock of nobody. Yeah, there you go.
Well, I mean, at this point, you talk about the tag team division and the depth and the outlook thereof. I feel all these tags about to prove a point, because as we talk about when we get to our Dynamite rundown for this week, as you all will be probably acknowledging or watching this before the actual Dynamite on February 22nd, as we record this February 21st. Stay tuned. Overall, nice, simple, dark elevation. I love seeing Burt Vixen, Yuka Sakazaki, always a bundle of energy. Athena, pissed, and definitely at risk. Almost reminds me of how much Sumi Sakai in Ring of Honor was the women's world champion and a standout before she faced the gatekeeper in Kelly Klein, among others. And then, of course, Mayu Iwatani of Stardom became Ring of Honor women's champion. They circled that back. Again, in the early inceptions, Ring of Honor's women's division was the watch and talk of the wrestling industry, and still multiple million views across the internet. So whether or not they can get back to that in quick fashion, or they can even get back to that over time, remains to be seen. But I'm optimistic considering how much Joshi Pro influence there could be based on what you're saying. So again, we'll have to wait and see. As we move on from there, we go to AEW Dark, of course, from Universal Studios, Orlando, Florida. And our first match goes as follows. It was the Jericho Appreciation Society, the epitome of sports
entertainment.
Entertainers. And, of course, we have Miami Vice, Magnum P.I., whatever you want to call it. 80s and Synthwave live forever. I'm glad to be alive. Angelo Parker and Matt Menard taking on Fuego del Sol and Leon Ruffin. And, again, Leon Ruffin, he's a guy you're like, how's this guy even in the ring hanging with these people? Yeah. You watch this match, and then you probably are rethinking what you said there. And he and Fuego del Sol had some pretty good tag team work. In the early going, Jericho Appreciation Society, they took the early offense with forearm smash, and they were basically whipping Leon Ruffin around worse than a rag doll than Darby Allin. Double belly to back suplex to Parker, though, for a 1 count after Fuego and him made the hot tag. And then Parker drives his knees into the midsection of Fuego del Sol, slowing things down. Jericho Appreciation Society takes advantage. As this match continues, at one point, Parker hits a running lariat on the floor and then sends Fuego del Sol face first into the top turnbuckle pad, thankfully not exposed. Nice belly to back suplex by Matt Menard. Again, 2.0, man. They still can go. They still are a great tag team, despite the fact they are more so showcased as entertaining. Even though they've always kind of been entertaining to a degree. Hashtag endorsed by Kevin Steen, Kevin Owens. Anyway, as this match continued, pendulum backbreaker for a 2 count by Parker, still not enough, and Fuego del Sol comes back into this after getting out of a front face lock until Menard kicks him in the gut. That's always a difference maker. And then nice forearm smash, and then chops, these two exchanging back and forth, nice sunset flip, block, and then Menard tags in Parker, sliding haymaker, not rainmaker, or haterade, as Jamie Hayter calls her lariat. I still am waiting for that Gatorade endorsement drink, by the way, to buy. So I'm just saying, I'll drink that on air while calling Revolution. Don't think I won't. And we get exchanges of haymakers galore, big, mean shots, and then a nice pendulum backbreaker again by Parker. He goes for vertical suplex, but Fuego del Sol lands on his feet. Very agile. And then a gut-wrench suplex by Fuego. Now we're going into the suplex game of things, as Ruffin was roughed up and kind of was out of the good portion of this match till towards the end. And then Ruff finally comes in, ducks a clothesline, and then he comes in with a running lariat, but then Ruff gets kicked in the gut hard. And Ruff then sends Parker tumbling to the floor, and then Fuego del Sol is tapped back in. We're looking for the Tornado DDT. He hits it after we get a flying cutter by Ruff. Good tag team combination here of moves, but for a 2 count. As things kept going, Ruff is continually just throwing his body and fists galore at Angelo Parker. Then Fuego del Sol goes for the suicide dive, but Angelo Parker pulls Leon Ruff in the way. Miscommunication. Oh, no. And then next thing you know, Matt Menard, Taz, and Parker, Jeffrey Society connects the double DDT for the 1, 2, 3. I will say this match was pretty dang entertaining.
I agree. The match itself was definitely something like you really don't. Sorry, my phone's glitching. You don't expect the like Jericho Appreciation Society Stooges to have good matches, but then when they actually work in the ring, they're really good.
He was working the ring, not working just 2 minutes.
Yeah, I wish we saw more of them because I remember when they first got to AEW, they were having competitive matches with Sting and Darby, and now it's like, dude, you could barely beat Ricky Starks in 2 seconds. What the fuck happened here? The consistency is off here. I don't know.
All over the place, the oscillating curve. Again, it's weird. It's more so like, okay, you get showcased more on the mainstream from a character standpoint versus a lesson standpoint. But at the end of the day, if you're being booked and you're being seen on screen, that's all that matters.
Yeah, I guess so.
Especially in this industry. But yeah, and again, I mean, heck, give them more matches like this. They can literally guide future talent. Fuego del Sol continues to rise to the occasion. And Leon Ruffin, he has pleasantly surprised us quite to a degree ever since his debut against Ethan Page, where he needed to beat him. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, Matt Hardy's looking to bury the hatchet and seems to be mutually on the same page with all Eagle Ethan Page.
Yes,
I'm here for you. Let's do this together. I still feel like eventually something's going to break between this alliance too, but we'll see what happens. As we move on from there, I subtly told you about her last week, and I'm actually not going to even talk about this because I just want to get your take on Mai Saruga's singles debut on AEW Dark against Hyena Hera. Talk about a mean little fight and bite. Whoa.
Yeah.
Agreed. I told you.
This was a mean fight. Mean bite. Okay. You go and talk about this, and then I'll give my thoughts on this.
All right, fair enough. Again, Mai Saruga, so small, so petite. Very mean, though. Yeesh. Hera learned that the hard way. As Hera pats Saruga on the forehead, Saruga immediately goes biting, and I mean literally ching, 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 typewriter biting the right fist of Saruga. It's almost like a wild animal freaking coming at you as the referee admonishes her. And I'm not going to lie, I love this for so many reasons on so many levels. Even Taz's reaction as Bryce Resberg almost loses a finger. But anyway, back to the wrestling, because this was actually good wrestling. Again, trained under Emi Sakura. I wouldn't expect anything less. Saruga putting the boots to Hera, and then a nice Beal froze, then stomps on Hera's back. Again, just keeping the offense going. Mean, fierce, fury. Out of the girl that takes a bite out of Big Apple, I guess they said, or something like that. And then slams Hera's head across the top turnbuckle pad, and is literally mauling her. And that's what it says here. Mauling her, repeatedly stopping, mud hauling her. And it's almost like Saruga's having fun. Playing with her opponent. And as this keeps going, keeps kicking her in the face, and then finally applies a wrist lock, rests things up here. Hera, though, finally mounts a little bit of offense with some nice body shots, and then Saruga pulls a Maki Ito and basically begs for mercy. Or who else used to do that? JY and I'm trying to think what kind of heel. MJF actually did that to a degree, I think, at one point. Anyway. As this continued here, Saruga then takes advantage after Hera and the ref are basically having an argument about Nate Saruga and, attacking her, the shenanigans. This continues, and then we get a hair pull, and then a forearm smash, and 2 clotheslines by Hina Hera. Not bad, and didn't get much off it, though. But the running back elbow smash gave her a 1 count. As Saruga mounts back, more offense, compressing her chest as if her chest and back wasn't low enough. Dadgummit. You get the old school arm drag. Old school arm drag by Mai Saruga. I didn't expect that out of her. It just goes to show how multifaceted she actually is. Drop kick to the back of Saruga's head, though. Mean whiplash effect. And then again, a hair pull assisted takedown. Excuse me. Almost botch. Springboard double foot stomp for a 2 count, though. And I think that just comes out of the fact that, again, Mai Saruga is so petite. Not necessarily enough weight. And then following that, Great Spines the legs, and then makes her verbally submit with a double armbar, shades of Diana Purrazzo's Venus de Milo. As Mai Saruga wins her dark singles debut and almost eats Bryce Rensburg's hand too.
Oh boy. I think I found someone more annoying than Maki Ito. I hated this. I hate this character. Any move that she could do, and by the way, she's a better wrestler than Maki Ito. Doesn't even care. I'd rather see Maki Ito. If a gun put it into my head, I'd choose Maki Ito over Mei Saruga.
I need the one-on-one now to make James' head explode.
No, please, no. No. The day that happens is the day I'm not on Spark. I'm gonna be honest. You're doing it solo, pal. Dude, it's awful. I can't, dude. Like, okay. Seriously.
Lord.
I get
Sorry.
that Japan is known for quirky gimmicks. Okay? I understand this. So, please don't think I'm being insensitive here. There are certain Japanese gimmicks that I do like. Okay? I do like. This ain't one of them. This is not going to be one of them. Ever. It's bad. It's not good for TV. They're probably not going to put this on TV. I can't imagine why they would. Maybe there's a good comedy spot there for her in Ring of Honor, but like, dude, I've seen Danhausen, like, and that's the silliest of silly gimmicks. And I've seen him have more believable matches than this. Like, why are you just, dude? The mind games aren't even fun. They're just annoying, right?
That's kind of her advantage.
Okay, so her advantage is she's annoying.
Yeah, that's what she uses.
That's great, but it's not annoying in that you want to see her get her ass kicked. She's annoying in that click. For a lot of people, and I guarantee you I'm not the only one. If certain gimmicks do not translate well within the States, keep it the fuck in Japan. That's all I'm gonna say. And by the way, I guarantee you the only reason why people in Japan tolerated this bullshit is because they are made to tolerate everything the fuck else. Don't tell me that's not the case either, because that is the fucking culture over there. Bite me. This sucks. I hate it. I hate it so much, dude.
And you had so much to say about it, too.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. And I'm not going to say anything else again, because anytime I ever see another match of hers, skip. Guaranteed. You will not... I will take a soda break or something during that. I can't, dude.
All right.
That was bad.
All right. Fair enough. Okay. Moving on from there into actual wrestling. The varsity athlete.
Oh, wait, one more thing I'm sorry I gotta say about this. Who was the guy that impressed last week on Dark? He was with her, right?
Yeah, that's Bam Maki.
Yeah, why is Bam Maki with him? Or with her?
Because they're all part of Emi Sakura's entourage.
Okay, well, Emi Sakura needs to get a new entourage in the form of her. In fact, replace Nyla Rose with her. Just do that. Done. I'm sorry, but like, dude, come on. Bro, I believe Riho more than I believe in the attack she gave. Petite, you said it yourself too, petite and tiny, right? But so is Riho. I believe in Riho because
Rio's smaller than her, by the way.
Yeah, Rio's smaller than her, and I believe she actually has more impact because she lays her shit in, by the way.
Well, when you're trained and endorsed by the likes of Kenny Omega, I feel like you pretty much know what to expect.
May, tell her to get a new gimmick, number 1. Number 2, tell her to lay her shit in more. She seems very scared and petrified to do so.
Unless she wants to bite your hand off.
Please, that gimmick needs to go, bro. Like, it was annoying. It was so annoying.
I think the rep was a little bit scared for his own sake.
Yeah,
although I do like seeing Bryce Rensburg actually running for you. That was pretty funny. All right. Well, as the moving on.
Yeah.
As far as the athletes with Smart Mark Sterling take on Alan Russell and Cameron Russell, the varsity athletes continue to show how well their hybrid athleticism gels together. Of course, Josh was the technical beast, and Tony Nese, the premier athlete. And literally, we saw how well this really worked. Con elbow tap, of course, in the early going. Knees, of course, flex his muscles, shows you 8 reasons why against Allen, and then basically backs Allen to the turnbuckles and hits him with the back elbow smash, and then kicks Allen in the gut. Again, the speed behind those kicks, good grief. Southpaw haymaker. Southpaw, for those that don't know, is the left, folks. As this match continues down the line, Allen was basically worked over the early portion of this match by both Tony Nese and Josh Woods. Woods coming in with the forearm shivers, also dropped with a big boot, and then drops him across the top turnbuckle, and then taps Nese, where Nese whips down across the ring and scores elbow knockdown, and then knocks Cameron off the apron, so he's unable to make a tag. Basically, it was almost a handicap match for at least 3/4 of this affair. And then Allen finally tries to mount some sort of comeback, demonstrating some great resolve, even went for a sunset flip, but then Nese countered with the spinning back kick, again, bending him over backwards. I still think Pac kicks faster, but that's just me.
Well,
and
yeah.
then Allen ducks a clothesline, though, by Nese, and then Nese scores an ankle pick to take him off his feet. Followed up by a step of Izaguri, and finally Allen's able to tag in his friggin' partner. We learn what Cameron's made of as he goes in the hot tag. Go figure. Blasts Woods off the apron, a couple of clotheslines, nice drop kick on Tony Nese for a 2 count. And then goes for the side headlock, but Woods tags himself in and sweeps the legs out from Allen so he can't get involved. Next thing you know, mean, stiff, pinpoint knee strike, and then a butterfly suplex, but only a 2 count. Josh Woods comes back into play, though, rocks out with a forearm smash, and then hits a running bulldog across the top of the apron, I believe. And then Woods with the release German suplex. Good combination finish as the varsity athletes connect with what's called the 1RM to pick up the win. Varsity athletes victorious.
Yeah. I really like the varsity athletes, and also with Arya Daivari as the trio. Really good dynamic here. You got
weird business partnership with the Trustbusters, though, but continue.
Oh, yeah, no, that is without a doubt. I think there's a member of the Trustbusters that competes on this episode also, but we'll get to them. It's a weird partnership, but if that means we get more of Ari Daivari with the other two, I think it complements them well, because you got your Mike Tucker of the group in Ari Daivari, who could also be, old school type of wrestler the way he wrestles. And then you got your premier athlete, athleticism, high flying ability of Tony Nese, and then you got your just raw power technical in Mr. Josh Woods. I think this team really works. I do hope that they actually get a shot, provided what they're gonna do with the tag team situation soon. I hope they get the shot at the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships, because I think they could be good. I think in general also great trio to fight for the Elite, or Brian Cage's group, the Gates of Agony as well. They're
Mark Sterling versus Prince Nana.
Oh my god! Don't even.
You're the one that's setting it up. But
I am.
You mentioned that because we know that the reason that Josh Woods was in action, particularly on both Elevation and Dark, when we get to Dynamite, he's facing Mark Briscoe.
Yeah, he is.
Anyway, but yeah, this was a good match, and again, we see how the varsity athletes really do gel well together, despite the fact they are 2 different styles. What also gelled very well, and again, I definitely embraced the change. This match definitely gave me a lot more than I thought it was going to, considering the guy's name was Gravity. I can see why his name is Gravity. Wow. As Gravity took on Kip Sabian with the super bad girl, the platinum blonde, Penelope Ford, in his corner. That's a strain from the early going. Then we get a top wrist lock takedown. Then Gravity shows us literally this might be the man that Gravity forgot, because his name is Gravity. Good grief. And I'm going to say that a lot here because, again, Gravity defied gravity. Simple as that. In the early going, single leg takedown, reverse out of the Irish whip, drops down to the canvas, though. Sabian looking to slow down the momentum, and then drops him with a leg lariat. And we get some solid talking, not to a box, but to his opponent, as again, he has the crowd in the palm of his hands. Stiff chop exchange, and then we finally get a hammerlock after the forearm smash basically got Kip the better of the exchange. And then he reverses out with Irish whip, and then some nice arm drags, and Gravity takes over. Folks, the guy's name's Gravity, so take it for what you will. In the early going, Sabian, though, he launches Gravity with over the top rope, but somehow they're able to regroup on the outside with the step up Enziguri follow-up. I don't know how he did that. And then Saban hits a Torpe Suicida and brings him back into the ring, but then Saban hits a missile drop kick, only gets a 2 count. As this match kept going, he was basically working the shoulder, keeping them across the ropes, but then Gravity kicks Saban stiff in the face at one point and basically mounts some crazy offense. He gets Saban over the top rope, launches him, then hits him with a forearm smash, flying cross body block to the outside. Good grief. As he brings it back in, Saban looks to take advantage, but misses the clothesline and then goes for the Okana roll for a quick win. Didn't get it. And then gets punched right in the face.
Yep.
Or the back, excuse me. As this continued, diving splash, another near fall, not enough. And then Saban, what is with Brits and Australians in the headbutt, for Pete's sake? He headbutts Gravity and stops him dead in his tracks, but then Gravity somehow on instinct drop kicks Saban, and we slow down for a moment. Bridging half and half suplex by Saban for a 2 count, and then we get the agility showcase here, and then Gravity shows us he's not just a flyer, he's a power player. Nice power slam, and then goes for the standing moonsault, gets a nice near fall once again. In the end, though, Saban with the running knee strike as Gravity avoids the PK. He rolls up Saban, only gets a 2 count, but then Saban follows up and finally hits the running knee to pick up the 1-2-3. Keeps Saban with a hard-fought win as we continue to embrace the change. Whatever that means.
I still don't know what this means, man.
I don't know either.
Although, again, good trio between him and Butcher and the Blade, so
yes,
can't really complain too much about that. However, yeah, again, what change?
His change? I mean, you know, the look, the theme. I do like his new theme, not going to lie. But
like
yeah.
that,
Gravity. I mean, hey, Isaac Newton improved the law of gravity. Kip Saban broke gravity. So there you go.
Yeah, true. I mean, Gravity broke gravity, apparently, because he landed on his face.
Yeah, and the knee didn't help.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And that's just a harsh dose of reality for Gravity. Speaking of reality, Zach Clayton took on Dan Adams, who looks like your typical sitcom dad. I kid you not. This was pretty damn short, too. Adams boops Clayton, and then Adams ducks a clothesline and scores a bit of offense with some right jabs. And then Clayton wipes him out and takes the glasses metaphorically off his face with an inside-out lariat. At this point, Zach Clayton has literally just fooled around with this guy, vertical suplex, and kicks him in the gut, and then uppercuts him. Corner close. This was a Clayton showcase. And the reality in the end, reverse vertical suplex to the turnbuckles, and connects with the twisting fisherman suplex for the win. There you go.
There you go.
Dorothy. Not much more to say. Zach Clayton, the reality. The reality is, I keep winning. So you guys just keep watching.
What's going on? What's going on with the factory? Have they split up since I last fully tuned in?
I haven't seen anything regarding the factory where they split up, or they're just working on something behind the scenes, or they're working together strong. I have no idea where they've been. They've been MIA since the House of Black wiped them out weeks ago.
That's right. And Zach Clayton was not a part of that. Also, was Anthony Ogogo a part of that or no?
Anthony Ogogo was a part of the factory, but Anthony Ogogo's been.
But was he in that segment where they?
No.
Okay.
No, it was Lee Johnson, Nick Camarado, Cole Carter, and QT Marshall.
I see. Okay.
And the House of Black wiped them out when they returned after wiping out the best friends as well.
All right.
All right. Well, as we do talk about, teams and factions, you did talk about Trustbusters. You were right. The Trustbusters were in tag team action as Sonny Kiss and the Trust Butler, of course, talking about VSK. They took on the duo of Brian Pillman Jr. and Brock Anderson, accompanied, of course, by the Enforcer, Arn Anderson, second generation. And this was exactly what I expected. In the end, Anderson hit that freaking double A level spine buster. What would you expect from the son of the Enforcer? Just saying. And Brian Pillman connects with the Swanton Bomb to pick up a win. Good tag team finish here. But I do like the fact that Sonny Kiss finally was involved in a freaking match, and we finally got more of VSK besides just serving as the butler here. And the two worked pretty well for what it was. Anderson in the early going, he was more so the power player, of course, but Pillman was basically worked over more. Slingshot elbow drop as VSK was dropped off the ring apron, and there was some quick tap between Anderson and Pillman. And the other going, Sonny Kiss, though, takes advantage, shoves Anderson into Pillman. Miscommunication. That also goes for the fact that Pillman and Anderson has been maybe in, one or two other tag matches since being together? Something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Snapmare takeover as BSK and Sonny basically isolate. We get the slingshot sent on BSK running uppercut, follows up with a haluva kick. Hey, I know that move. And then continues to work the Brian Pillman's neck. Then we get another slingshot splitting leg drop by you-know-who, only gets the 2. Sonny Kiss continues to mount the offense with some shoulder blocks, and then Pillman's head is driven on the top turnbuckle pad. They sure do love that. In the corner of the Trust Busters, tag to BSK. Pillman sends kicks tumbling out to the floor, though, and finally makes the tag into Anderson, who, again, power player for a reason. And he doesn't even move a lot. And that just goes like the enforcer, literally enforcing his territory. Anderson with the back body drop, though, to a Sonny Kiss, but BSK kicks Anderson right in the face, then catches BSK out of midair. Damn. And then Anderson drives BSK back first to the turnbuckles, clubbing shoulder blocks to follow up. And then a back body drop for a 2 count. As he applies the wrist lock, just saying, and Kiss pulls Pillman out from the ring apron, BSK rolling elbow. We get a nice frog splash for a 2 count. Trustbusters nearly paid dividends. Anderson, though, again, shows what, again, you are the Sonny Enforcer. He's not going to be that easy to take down. As he drives Sonny Kiss to the outside of the ring, the hard way. BSK, though, kicks Anderson in the gut, and then it hits a couple of uppercuts, but then Pillman makes a blind tag, and that's when things basically fell into Anderson and Pillman's favor. Anderson ducks a clothesline for BSK, hits the double A spine buster, sets up BSK for the Swanton Bomb finish by flying Brian Pillman Jr., and Pillman and Anderson get the win. So, Trustbusters, they're trust busted.
Yeah, oh boy, were they. It was a good match. I don't know, man. Like, I looked at it, and it was just like, it was what it was with the Trustbusters. I was more impressed with the opposing team in this case. They just had a really good chemistry. I don't know why I'm blanking on their name all of a sudden. That shows you how late it is. Anderson and Pillman. Yeah.
Brian Pillman Jr.
I forgot they don't have a tag team, and that's what threw me off. Really good psychology. Brock Anderson's gotten really good last time I saw him. Like, very much improved. Really like what I saw there. Just overall, good stuff. I enjoyed it.
Yep, and again, at this point, Brian Pillman, you thought he's rolling solo about the other varsity blonde, Griff Garrison. Whatever happened to that guy? I don't even remember.
Right.
So seeing how this dynamic could maybe go forward, I'm in it for the ride. But I would find it funny, though, at one point, Brock Anderson just turns on flying Brian Pillman Jr. and decks him. And we get some sort of, like, exhibition feud out of the two. I think that would be interesting. A little back history, too. Just saying. Anyone watch WCW, you know exactly what I'm talking about. All right. Well, from there, the SAB. SAB. Why does this theme work so good?
I don't know. Spanish Announce Project.
God.
I don't get it. It's so good.
It's so weird, but it's so good. Anyway. Oh, gosh. I'm sorry. Serpentico with the SAP took on the Fallen Angel. Talk about another great theme that we rarely hear, and it's so damn good to hear it. Christopher Daniels, the hardest working man in AEW Dark history, taking on a former multiple-time world champion, tag team champion in his own right. And this was everything I expected with SAP out there. Shenanigans, Lufer yelling, "You're stupid! You're stupid! You're stupid! It was me! It was me!" Oh my gosh, you're a distraction enough with your voice. Shut the hell up.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, I'm still waiting for a time that Lufer and Vicky Guerrero are ringside at the same time. I'm still waiting for that, and I fear for everyone's ears. Just saying.
Right.
Anyway, back to the wrestling. Again, Serpentico, he is such a dynamic wrestler, such a worker, I tell you. Early going, he kicks Daniels, takes him off his feet. Nice shoulder tackle, but Christopher Daniels comes back with the exploder suplex. But then Lufer distraction comes into play. Serpentico, he gets a little bit of an advantage, and they're going with the head scissors takeover. And Serpentico falls up the vertical suplex. and then a falling headbutt of his own merit. Again, I feel like coaching by Lufer has literally wrecked his brain, but it did get him a 2 count here, even though Lufer thought it was 3.
Mm-hmm.
Then Serpentico literally fishhooked Daniels, and as this match kept going, SAP gained up on the Fallen Angel behind the red's back. Lufer nails him with a pump kick, brings him back into the ring. Serpentico super kicks Daniels, and then hits the DDT. 2 count. No, it was 2. Even the crowd threw it was 2.
Yeah,
and then applies the cravat. And the cravat, yeah, we all saw it was 2. And then applies the cravat and slows things down. But then Christopher Daniels finally comes back with a nice right shot, and then Serpentico kicks him in the face. As this keeps going, though, Daniels with the step in Seguri, then follows up the STO. Again, waging off the shenanigans of the SAP here as both men are knocked down after a double clothesline, and then Daniels goes for the Death-Eye driver, but Serpentico blocks it. Angel's wings, which of course is Christopher Daniels' finisher. Good awareness by Serpentico. And then nice drop toe hold into the middle turnbuckle, but referee gets distracted by Angelico. This is what you think. Serpentico's going to once again take control. Nope, Serpentico inadvertently kicks Lufer. And Christopher Daniels finally hits the Uranagi Slam and ends things with the BME for the 1, 2, 3. Best moonsault ever, still gets it done. The Fallen Angel victorious.
There you go. Yeah, and I'm not surprised that they give him the win, obviously, for what they are building up to now. Obviously, this is more of a hindsight thing, in all fairness, but yeah, it was not a shocking result, even if that wasn't the case. As cool of a theme as it is, as goofy as the gimmick is, and as over as it's starting to get, it's also not going to get many W's for right now. So,
yeah.
That's what it is.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's like the Wingman, right? You have a gimmick, you have a place, you're doing your thing. I guess that's all that matters, right? And to think, SAP uses something you would think would be out of like your freaking superhero show theme, and the freaking Wingman use a 3-piece sax band. Just saying. The simplicity. Oh, and the effectiveness of it, too. It's ridiculous. Anyway. Yay. All right. You were talking about Trustbusters earlier. The Trustbuster himself, R.A. Daivari, was in action one against Jay Spade, and Daivari even put his trust fund at stake. He said, and I quote, "If my opponent beats me here, I will give everybody in attendance here $1,000. What? Well, we all knew that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, I was about to say, come on now. Yeah, heels keeping their word? You crazy.
Well, to be fair, the heel actually did win his own bet, but I feel like everybody saw the writing on the wall. Anyway, in the early going, Daivari applies the side headlock after a nice wrist like a change. Spade falls up, though, with some nice chops, and then kicks Daivari down for a 2 count. Short arm reversal by Daivari, though, brings him back into play. And then the Trustbusters. You did talk about heels. The Trustbusters came into play. Gang up behind the ref's back as Daivari rolls Spade back inside the ring, hits the hammerlock elbow and a nice rear chin lock to slow things down, but Spade follows up and fights back with uppercut, forearm chop combination, whips Daivari across the ring and hits a spinning leg lariat. Very nice. 4, not 3. 2 count. Daivari kicks out after multiple pinning attempts. I like that Spade kept falling up. Quick pin, try to put down your opponent. Still not enough. At least he was aware of the situation. Where have I heard that before? And then Daivari prevents what I think was an Olympic slam nearly. This guy's got some potential. This guy reminds me a lot of, a Ruthless Aggression debut to a degree. Anyway, I'm just saying. Anyway, as we follow up, backslide cover for a 2 count, quick roll up again for 2 count. Daivari finally wipes Spade out with a back elbow smash and super kiss him in the face and hits the hammerlock lariat to make sure that his trust is safe. All right, Daivari wins. But good stuff, though, I have to admit, by Jay Spade. Very nice.
Yeah, Jay Spade showed off a really good arsenal of moves here. Wouldn't mind seeing him on Dark again. Wouldn't mind seeing him on Ring of Honor TV in some enhancement matches. Actual competitive enhancement matches would be pretty good.
I agree. Dark's always a mixed bag of that, though. I mean, we do get that sometimes. This here was a little bit of that. But again, Trustbuster shenanigans kind of...
Yeah, I mean, you were going to get what you were going to get there.
Exactly.
I have never seen a more unmatching bag of misfits than this faction. I don't understand the Trustbusters still, and they've been on TV for an entire year. Like, I don't understand the group at all. I mean, the theme song works for the group idea, but like, bro, they're not. I've said this 100 times. Fred Ross is now no longer the IWGP Strong Champion or New Japan Strong.
Spoiler alert: NJPW Strong Openweight Champion. And
yeah,
yes,
my bad.
Kenta beat him with the help of Rock Hard.
Please,
Robinson.
Please just bring Fred Rosser in and take Sonny Kiss out of this crap. Please. Please. I'm begging you. I've been advocating for them two to team up for ages now because it just makes sense. You know, the pride element to it, the fact that they're both, they both came out as gay, and they're both really good wrestlers. If you actually give them a chance to show it, just put them together and have them actually wrestle as a team. I think they could actually have some decent chemistry, not just because they're gay. I think that makes more sense than Sonny Kiss being a part of this group. I like VSK. VSK actually kind of makes sense, especially with his gimmick of the Butler. Slim J, even with his whole Slim Shady looking getup, yeah, okay, cool. Can you stop wearing your visors upside down? Thanks, you annoying shit. That'd be great. Yeah, otherwise, I just don't get this idea. Like, we know Parker Boudreaux is no longer in the Trustbusters. I don't even know.
He's in Mogul Affiliates.
What happened there? Was that ever explained on why he just joined up with Swerve out of nowhere on Dark? No? Okay. Nope. So he just randomly joined one day, no longer a part of the Trustbusters.
I feel like Swerve probably bought him.
Swerve bought him. How much did that cost?
I don't know. Ask Davari.
Davari got like a trust settlement, so that we're talking like a ton of money. How much did Swerve have in his bank account? I mean, he did work for the E, so maybe. I don't know.
How much is enough is another question, James. We're talking heels here. Going back to what you're saying.
Yeah. By the way, unrelated note, even though we're not at the show where he's on yet, gotta say, I like the idea of whoever the other guy is and Parker are a part of this little thing with Swerve. It's grown on me. Yeah, Trench. What are they gonna call him? Does he have a last name or is he just Trench?
I don't know. He hasn't even been in action yet, dude. I don't know.
Okay, cool. Whatever. But yeah, no, they're starting to grow on me. But yeah, this Trustbusters thing has done nobody any favors, and it sucks too, because like Slim J is actually a decent wrestler, and so is VSK.
He really is. We talked about his match with Mascara Dorado. He hanged for quite a bit.
It's one of those things where when Sonny Kiss joined the group, it fell off because it didn't make sense. It still doesn't make sense.
Right.
What is Sonny doing? And what is the gimmick that, you know, Sonny Kiss is fucking Arya Daivari? Because I don't see... What else do you want us to get from this? Especially with the attire Sonny's coming out in. What are we supposed to believe here? I want to know, because I don't understand Sonny's coming out in, like, dominatrix-looking gear, leather, everything. What is the deal here with Sonny and Ari? What are we doing here?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Did Ari want some action, and he thought that Sonny Kiss, as like you saw the kicks that Sonny was doing, and he's like, yeah, I could use some of that action. Like, what's the deal? It's never explained.
I thought it was something about like utilization. I know we talked about it like on the podcast AEW Restricted. He talked about this group of about every talents that aren't booked, that are underutilized.
Okay,
giving them something. So I feel there's some actual.
That's all of AEW Dark. That's all of AEW Dark, though.
Well, it's better than nothing.
What do you mean it's better than nothing? It might as well be nothing. Everybody on AEW Dark has the same exact gimmick as Sonny Kiss and the Trustbusters. Especially Sonny Kiss. So, like...
I need everybody's a Sunny
I need more here. Honestly, if Sunny Kiss was, in some romance with Daivari for whatever reason, I'd actually be like, okay, this is semi-interesting.
I don't think Tony Khan's gonna ever book something like that.
But, still, anything would be better than nothing at this point. Because Sunny being a part of this group makes no sense otherwise. It doesn't make sense.
Fair.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just being narrow-minded about it, but, I don't know. I just feel like you'd have a better chemistry with Fred Rosser. That's all I'm saying.
Well, yeah, and also we've seen it, like you said, Art Daivari has been more so in a business partnership with varsity athletes, and that seems to be a more effective trio than this group altogether. Although I could see VSK and Slim J actually being more effective as a tag team, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah, I agree with that, actually. I do agree. Because VSK and Slim J are pretty good. And it's not like I want the Trustbusters to die. Right. I don't. Because there is potential there.
Right.
It just doesn't make sense with Sunny involved. It doesn't. Because what does Ari have? 2 trios?
Technically speaking, I guess so.
I don't get it. I just won't.
It's one of those things where, unfortunately, Sunny Kiss right now is just a misplaced cog in the machine.
Mm-hmm.
And that probably explains why Sunny Kiss, he hasn't had nearly as much action in the ring as, well, let's just put it out there, Slim J and freaking Ari Daivari particularly. I mean,
even VSK has had more matches, I think,
recently than Sunny Kiss overall. I think you're right.
So they're still where they were before they joined the Trustbusters, with the exception of 2 random matches on Dynamite and maybe a handful of matches on Dark.
And let's just put it out there, as we know, coming up is the AEW Tag Team Casino or Tag Team Battle Royale. The Trustbusters are in it. We don't know who's representing them. And
by the way, I'd venture to guess, and I bet my bottom dollar right now, okay, that the Sunny, and I've seen the feud, Joey Janela versus Sunny Kiss on AEW Dark was a better utilization of Sunny Kiss than what he's doing right now on the AEW Dark.
Completely agree.
So, there you go. And my apologies for not calling them they, them. I'm still trying to get used to that whole thing.
To be fair, JR did it once. We're all human, buddy, all right? We're all human.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's go ahead and move on from there to a definition of she, pronouns, and women with attitude. Representing Capital Championship Wrestling, Ultraviolet took on Diamante. Again, Diamante, one of my favorites. And again, Diamante and Ultraviolet. Good stuff here, considering Ultraviolet's coming off a great feud against Christina Marie, where she got decked with brass knuckles. Good grief. In the early going, these two were jaw-jacking and exchanging. Side headlock, and then taking across the ring. Diamante drops down on the canvas, then a backslide cover for a 1-count by Ultraviolet, already getting in Diamante's head. Taking advantage of Diamante, where, again, Diamante, shortest competitor. Just saying. In the early going, though, Ultraviolet told Diamante, come on, bring it. You don't call out Diamante, just saying.
No.
Double drop kick. Diamante slams her head then into the top turnbuckle and repeatedly stomps on Violet's chest in the corner. Takes control with some ridiculous chops and transitions into a nice corner mount. But then corner clothesline, but sweeps out the legs of Ultraviolet when she was coming in for a move of her own. As this match progressed, Violet follows up with some nice offense, 2 clotheslines, and a mean backhand. Damn. And then delivers a missile drop kick, but only gets a 2 count. And then afterwards, she applies the waist lock, looking for, I imagine, either a takedown or German suplex, but then Diamante with the back elbow smash, short arm lariat, and connects with the uno, dos, trios German suplexes. Gets the win off that. Disoriented her enough for a pinfall. Diamante wins.
There we go. I think another person that could really benefit from being in Ring of Honor as well as Diamante. So I hope that, again, another woman I would love to see Ember Moon fight, or, I'm sorry, Athena fight.
Well, yeah, we all saw the fallout from their tag match, and I mean, we haven't seen any fallout from that, so I feel like that has to be something that could definitely be called back, so I like that idea.
Yeah. She's still
just
working on...
drive. My ankle hurt.
Is she tier 0, or what's up with that?
I have no decom idea.
Is she tier 1? What is she?
All I know is that she's not all elite like Sky Blue, and it still annoys me too. There, I said it.
Yeah. Seriously, like why?
But I digress. And Sky Blue, I still feel like has more bookings than Diamante, just probably because of her outreach. But either way, again, the industry is weird. Yeah, territories really a thing now too, especially at AEW. Anyway, we're
That's
definitely
my point. Is if you're not going to do anything with Diamante in your house, like if not putting her in Ring of Honor, which they should, dude, just let her go to Impact and team up with Evilise again or something. Like, cause this is ridiculous.
I don't know at this point if her and Evilise are even going to ever be on the same team again, dude. All right, we haven't even heard high nor tail of Evilise. I don't even know if she wrestles in Mexico.
Yeah, no, she still wrestles.
Oh, does she?
Yeah, she wrestled for the promotion Jeff plugged like ages ago.
Oh, that's right. I know. I do wonder though. That's a one-up though. Anyway,
No. She still works in the States sometimes.
Okay. Well, hey, again, you take whatever the industry can give you, and you just see where opportunity takes you. I guess it's as simple as that to a degree, but, wait and see. What also was simple is the boys went out to break some hearts as it was six-man tag team action as Don Castle and the boys had some fun with Larry Lazar, Teriyaki. Let me say that again.
Larry Lazar Teriyaki?
Terry.
With a side of pork fried rice? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. I don't know how these things happen. Teriyaki.
Teriyaki. Yeah. Okay, so yeah. Does he? Is his tag team partner my point stands. Is his tag team partner pork fried rice?
No, his tag partners were Larry Lazar and Jay Lucas.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so once again, Don Castle woke up the crowd. He hyped them up around the ring a couple of times. There was a double clothesline after a double hip toss for a nice 2 count after Castle slaps Yaki in the back of the head and simultaneous tag to one of his boys, Brent particularly, who then works on Lucas. Then Lucas takes advantage, though, looks for a back body drop, but Brent lands on his feet. The boys are very agile. I will give them that. And a nice step up Inseguri as he tags in his other boy, Brandon. Yes, folks, the boys' names are Brent and Brandon. Now you know. I don't know which one is which. Don't ask me.
No.
Double Irish whip, leaping Meteora, then goes into a cover for a 2 count, not enough. Then Lucas hits a rolling elbow, and finally Yaki with a stalling senton splash. And it looked like the opposition was going to get a win on a boy. Nope, they got a 2 count. As they mock the Peacock, Don Castle. Not wise to ruffle a peacock's feathers. Or Don Castle in this case. Brandon kicks Yaki in the face. Yaki, I'm sorry, I can't get over that name.
Yaki.
And then finally, Don and Castle's tagged in. Inside out lariat. Castle clears the ring. Bring me a boy! And the boys, well, they go doing what they do. Castle dumps Lazar to the outside of the ring and then hits a T-bone suplex, suicide dive, party galore as the boy goes this way. A boy goes this way. And then Castle hits the bang-a-rang. And the boys in Castle pick up the win.
Yeah,
That's that.
I will say the boys can wrestle.
Yeah, no.
They can actually wrestle. Are these the same boys that I saw at Best of the World 2017, or were they different boys?
I honestly don't know how many boys Don Castle has. You are asking the wrong person.
Too many, and it's a sus gimmick. Anyway.
Too many boys. Ay.
This is sus. We gotta move on, bro. We're gonna catch a case.
Yes. To the match that definitely was the most fun to watch because, again, the Japanese sensation Konosuke Takeshita closed out this show against a mean opponent this time. Not nearly as agile, but definitely was a force to break. And Savage! Of course, I'm talking about Bronson. And this was fun Smash Mouth action. Simple as that. In the early going, Takeshita ducks a clothesline from Bronson, but then Bronson drops Takeshita with the back elbow smash. This was just full-on Smash Mouth Impact action, okay? Then Takeshita with a ridiculous Frankensteiner sends Bronson to the floor, but then Takeshita lands a somersault plancha. The Takeshita, good grief almighty. And then brings Bronson back inside the ring, and then dives over Bronson, and then a boss man slam.
Yeah.
And then goes into a ground and pound attack, just keeping Takeshita off his feet. The smartest thing you could have done, Bronson, considering Takeshita, when that speed picks up, you're in trouble. As he talks smack to the crowd, because typical heel, he headbutts Takeshita, and then applies a half Nelson chinlock, which I find interesting, almost like an accolade. And we continue with the heavy body shots by Takeshita to fight back in this thing after a reverse hammer throw exchange. Takeshita with the leaping clothesline as he picks up speed, goes off the one side of the ropes, jumps off and flies his body into the freaking Bronson, and then pops up back on his feet like a pitbull on prom night, they would say. As we continue moving forward, some stiff forearm knockdowns. Bronson, though, dodges the rolling elbow strike, and Takeshita, I don't know how the hell he did this. Again, what the hell? Blue Thunderbomb on this man. 2 count only. As we continue, he looks for that flash jumping knee strike, a.k.a. bang, V-trigger. Doesn't get it. And then a clothesline ducked by Bronson, by Takeshita. Lariat exchange by both men. Bronson, though, turns Takeshita inside freaking out. Talk about 360. And then hits a pump handle suplex, but only gets a 2 count. In the end, Takeshita, he thankfully denies the sit-out pile driver and then hits him with 3 sharp elbow strikes, a reverse German suplex, again, the move he wrote a thesis on, so you're never going to see it more beautiful than that. Cannot believe he didn't put the man down. He put the man down to this. Takeshita, this is the second time we've called this move, by the way, hits his own haluva kick and then powerbombs Bronson and finally finishes him off with that V-trigger strike and another hard-fought win. Great showcase again for the Japanese sensation. Cinnabon be proud. Konosuke Takeshita with the win.
Yeah. Oh, really good stuff,
awesome.
Man. This is really good.
Awesome.
This Bronson guy is really good. I wouldn't be surprised if they bring him back for more matches like this, especially competitive ones.
Well, considering we're talking about the former one half of Bear Country, now known as the Iron Savages.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
it's Bronson,
true.
Dude, you know that.
Bro, honestly, he looked a little bit different last time I saw him. I gotta keep in mind, I haven't watched it.
That's fair. That's fair. Then, yeah, you're right. They did go through for a slight thing. All right. And again, Konosuke Takeshita just continues to impress us, and he looks for that big win. And again, I see nothing but big promise for him. As we move into the main show, for it was Wednesday night, as you will see this on some point Wednesday. And you know what that means. We talk about AEW Dynamite, the February 15th edition in this case. And our opening show started as follows, with, I would say, just a fun 8-man tag, considering we're coming off a great loss here. And kudos to Jeff Jarrett, who still worked, despite Tony Khan saying, if you don't want to work, you don't have to. For all of you that don't know, great legend of the industry, TNA co-founder, I believe, Jerry Jarrett, passed away. R.I.P., condolences and prayers to the entire family and all affected parties. As Jay Lethal, Sanjay Dutt, Jeff Jarrett, Double J, and Satnam Singh took on Freshly Squeezed Orange Cassidy, Daddy Ass, and the Acclaimed. Not much to really say about this match here. It was just dynamic 8-man action. At one point, Sanjay Dutt, he got scissored the hard way, but originally I thought it was going to be Orange Cassidy, but people kept coming into play. And apparently this move is called Sesame Timbers. Really? Sesame Timbers. Mm-hmm. Where's Mr. Krabs? But then again, Jarrett dumps Daddy Ass to the outside. Then there's an orange punch to Jeff Jarrett. Dropped him where he stood. As Orange Cassidy kicks a prone Sanjay Dutt. And a head scissors takeover, Lethal up the top. And then Bowens was the guy to hit the Sesame Timbers. And believe it or not, folks, on Sanjay Dutt, that's right, Sanjay Dutt was actually in a match. And he was the guy that ate the fall, courtesy of as the As Boys watched on from the stage. And then we learned the future of the AEW Tag Team Championships at AEW Revolution. It'll be a fatal four-way for the AEW Tag Team Championships. Not triple threat like last year or at Double or Nothing. And, of course, the As Boys will be defending against the Acclaim, who, of course, have a rightful rematch. But, we're going to take them from you at the pay-per-view. I don't know how wise that is, considering you're going to have 2 other teams as oppositions, too. But this was a weird 8-man tag, to say the least. Not bad, but it just seemed like a bunch of things just placed.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just weird. They should have done something different with Jarrett, considering, his father just passed away. I don't know. But,
kudos to Jeff Jarrett, who still worked, though.
I can't get mad at that.
Him personally. Jeff Jarrett still worked.
Yeah, he did. I don't know, man. For me,
anyway,
I feel I like the comedy angle kinda with Sanjay, but man, why can't he be a serious competitor in the ring?
I mean, Satnam Singh was at least looked strong, but honestly, that's probably the only real takeaway from this match.
Yeah,
Against
really.
Satnam Singh, he's a big guy that's going to be a big force to be reckoned with once fully unleashed.
It was weird. I don't know. I don't like how they I like Sanjay a lot. I think Sanjay is like he was a premier X Division wrestler for so many years. I mean the whole reason him and Sanjay teamed up in the first place was the history they had in TNA. And the history was brutal, to say the freaking least. You know?
I mean, come on now. You know Jay Lethal. Jeez, are you kidding me?
So it's like, I don't understand. I don't. Like, I wish we could see Jay Lethal, or I'm sorry, in this case, Sanjay Dutt. Like, Jay Lethal is fine. He looks strong in the group, even in defeat, but Sanjay just is a comedy guy now, and it saddens me, dude. Like, the dude has one of the greatest freaking top rope finishers ever, and he doesn't get to bust it out ever?
Nope. He just wears a pencil and usually gets it broken in front of him by either an 8-year-old girl or Aubrey Edwards.
I don't get it, man.
I don't either, dude. Again, AEW usually is the hot opener for me. This was more like the fun, entertaining crowd opener. And again, honestly, this match was, for me, it's one of those things where I just gotta say it like it is. This match was literally just to talk about what that's going to happen at Revolution, how the Acclaim are getting the rematch. There really was nothing else to say here.
I agree.
This match, though, was a lot more fun, and you might as well call it a match of two matches. And, boy, Preston Vance did not forget what Jon Moxley did to him, and, boy, he got a receipt and more. Mm-hmm. This was ridiculous. Now, this should have been your opener. Texas Tornado Tag Team match at the Blackpool Combat Club. Jon Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli feuded with Los Ingobernables de Facciones, Rush, and Preston Vance. Sorry, folks, I don't know the new name. Paraparagos, some nonsense like that. How about I know Espanol? This was ridiculous out of the gate as Rush and Vance, with the literal hot start, attacked both men in the early going. And yes, folks, Jon Moxley bled. He bled. But boy, Preston started bleeding later on in this thing as well. It was fierce. It was wild. There were so many weapons brought into play as this match kept going. Claudio Castagnoli again, power player. If this is setting up Claudio Castagnoli versus Russo, take my damn money. All right?
I agree.
That's all I got to say.
I agree.
Double big boot to Russo, though, by Blackpool Combat Club. Suicide dive towards the middle bit. Vance hits a running spear to Moxley through the middle rope to the outside. Man, Vance, look at him adapting ever since taking off the mask. He showed us some stuff here I haven't seen before. I'm impressed.
I agree.
Chair shot by Russo and Vance to Castagnoli's shoulder as Moxley's busted open, and LFI smears his blood all over them. Yeah, I feel Preston's learning a lot from Russo. I don't think it's all a good thing, but I digress. As this keeps going, splash in the corner, and then the bullhorn attempt by Russo, but no, the usual taunt, boot to face, roll in the ring. James, tranquilo. As Moxley sends Russo to the floor off of that. You don't play around with Jon Moxley, damn it.
No.
And then Preston Vance basically got his bit of revenge and pound of flesh from Jon Moxley for most of the rest of this match, including a chain to the face. Damn! But still not enough to put down Jon Moxley, as Castagnoli comes back into play, wraps the chain around his hand, and literally goes to work against both members of the Ingobernables. And Preston Vance is busted wide open after a stiff shot, chain wrap fist to the face. The blood is flying. Once again, the camera lens. Good grief. I know we're interactive, but maybe not this interactive.
Yeah,
damn.
This was a lot of blood, bro. Like,
no kidding.
Blood.
By two men. By two damn men.
Yeah.
And you're used to one bleeding, but Preston Vance, I think he bleed even worse.
Yeah.
And that says something.
I was surprised all four men didn't bleed. I thought they were gonna go there. I actually could see this being a singles match down the road. Preston versus Moxley. You know, full on match. You know,
the definition of bad blood. To give us a first blood match. There's our first for AEW. Good grief. All four men now literally, it turned into a hockey fight. Let's just call it what it is, all right? We're not in Canada, but this turned out into a straight-up hockey fight. And there was nobody that was going to no penalty box. Because, again, it was illegal. German suplex by Russo to Moxley, and then a Seattle suplex by Castagnoli to Preston Vance. And then literally Russo and Castagnoli are squaring up against each other. The fans are literally going wild. We need this match. Tony Khan, this is the Ring of Honor Championship match you need to book for Supercard of Honor. Just saying. Side advice from the simple man. European uppercuts by Claudio Castagnoli, who looked for the neutralizer, but then Jose, the assistant, totally forgot about that guy, coming to play with a chair to the back, but then with a Yuta, the Blackpool Combat Club came to even the odds, and both men are out of play following that. European uppercut once again in the corner, but then Roos catches him. That was ridiculous, that Roos caught him and threw him like nothing. You realize the size difference with these two, right, James? Roos with the overhead belly-to-belly exploder suplex, and then literally catches Roos in midair, though, for a spear after going for the bull's horns. Talk about ramming a bull straight in the face. Claudio Castagnoli don't give a damn. But then Vince breaks up the pin. Plancha by Roos to the outside, but Castagnoli catches him, of course, with a European uppercut. Both men are out for now. We're down to two in the ring that are bleeding like stuffed pigs. President Vance looks to hang Jon Moxley, give him his own personal noose. Jesus. Across the top rope, but Moxley reverses into a snapmare, hammering and elbows. The Blackpool Combat Club staple, of course. And then the chain wrapped around Preston Vance's neck. Bulldog choke, chain assist by Jon Moxley. And then a straight arm bar, the same arm, by the way, that Jon Moxley broke when he was literally just brought into the Dark Order after feuding, broadly over the AEW World Championship. And the Blackpool Combat Club wins one hell of a Texas Tornado hoedown. And if nothing else, I need to see Preston Vance for Jon Moxley one-on-one, first blood match, thank you very much, and book Roos versus Claudio Castagnoli. James, this was pretty damn awesome.
Sorry about that. I love this match. This is really good. This is really good fun tornado tag team match. I especially love that they had a tornado.
Violent.
Yes, violent. I love that they had a tornado tag match in Texas, and then they built it up for a Texas death match later on, which we can get to now. I thought this is brilliant booking here. This is just very, very simple here, if you will. Simple.
And again, sometimes you don't need to overbook something to actually have something good. You know, I'm just saying. I mean, all they were missing was a bull rope and a cowbell, but I digress. Before we talk about what you're talking about, though, as I did go a little bit country, because I ain't no redneck, but this guy is. Josh Woods, with Tony Nese and Smart Mark Sterling in his corner, renewed an old Ring of Honor rivalry with that boy, Mark Briscoe, with his second ever AEW singles match. And the two did not forget where they left off. Early going, Briscoe sends Woods to the outside with the knee, then looks for a big dive, but Tony Nese and Smart Mark Sterling, they play the interference right behind the referee. Now, this is what really surprised me, of all things, because they're like, okay, we talk about the Ring of Honor, which of course he still has. We talk about, okay, who could tag with it, what they do with it. Lucha Brothers? Huh? The Lucha Brothers come out and drive away freaking Smart Mark Sterling and Tony Nese, and we're down to a one-on-one, and it went into, what's the word I'm looking for? Crazy redneck karate man mode.
yes, indeed.
Big elbows the inside of the ring, and then kung fu style, Sandy Fork, baby. By the way, I'm so glad to hear that the daughters of Jay Briscoe are back home.
Thank God.
Oh, Lord. It's going to be a long road recovery, but again, nothing but love and support to them. Anyway, as this match continued, Woods comes back. Again, Woods is the technical beast for a reason. And nearly catches him with the same way they took the tag team championships from him in Ring of Honor. Get a crucifix powerbomb by Mark Briscoe, though, for a nice 2 count. He calls his finish, looking for the Jay Driller. Of course, the finish of his brother, Jay Briscoe. Reach for the sky, boy. But Woods reverses into pure chaos. Chaos Fury for a 2 count. Gut wrench powerbomb by Woods. His power almost giving the win. He almost went for the rising knee strike. But nope. Enziguri by Briscoe, Death Valley Driver, and I'm so glad Mark Briscoe won by his own move, because I understand you're arguing your brother, but bro, you carry the Briscoe name, but you be you. That top rope elbow drop, he wins. It was fun, it was emotional, it was nice to have a bit of Ring of Honor familiarity in All Elite Wrestling, but I want to see more brought forward for Mark Briscoe, and I gotta wonder if the Lucha Brothers are going to play a factor, or are they just looking at maybe what Mark Briscoe has in his hand? But then, boy, got that win once again and was made officially All Elite following this. This was nice to see.
This was nice. I'm glad that he's officially All Elite now. I'm actually surprised that he wasn't already after the first match, but it's about damn time. I go back to what I said a couple weeks ago. I wish it didn't have to come at the expense of tragedy, but it took that in order for something to happen with the Briscoe name. So I'm just glad the Briscoes are finally on it. So there you go.
Yeah. And more importantly, I'm just glad that Jay Briscoe's family are in very, 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 very good hands. And I hope better spirits.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Mark. Welcome to AEW. Speaking of AEW, we wonder when Adam Cole, baby, will make his in-ring return, as it was further teased backstage with Renee Paquette. Right now, he's just staying focused. He doesn't want to throw up, any several times a day like before, but he also doesn't want to disclose what his next move's going to be or when it will happen. But he's happy to be as close as he is. It's nice to see him back within the AEW environment. I know we're waiting for him to go back to the ring, but again, folks, wait and see, and that is undisputed. To be continued. Not much more to say here. Adam Cole, continue your road to recovery. I'm just waiting to hear that theme again.
I agree.
Then we move forward with MJF, who, of course, does not speak habla español. And, all right, I'm just going to say this right now. This segment was so much more off-screen than it was on-screen. MJF is freaking brilliant and can get the worst and the best of the worst out of any crowd, considering we're in Texas. He brought up abortion.
He does that every time.
Son of a bitch.
He does that every time. Just please, no politics in my wrestling, please. Please.
I know this was, I was waiting for your reaction. I was wondering. I was waiting for you. I was
Please.
like, yeah, he went there, James. He went there.
Yeah, I know.
But anyway, talk about going there. He wanted to expose Bryan Danielson in his own way as a coward and not the best wrestler in the world. Not one guy that is good. So he tried to pay his way to do that with one great rival of the American Dragon, the Fallen Angel, Christopher Daniels, who literally exposed MJF's money and his plan and literally turned it into a tailspin, saying that without Bryan Danielson, there will be no MJF. You are not the best wrestler in the world, and also Bryan Danielson is going to kick your dick.
Nice.
I know that was nice. I mean, again, Christopher Daniels, one of the longest running rivals in Bryan Danielson's history back in Ring of Honor. Honestly, if it wasn't for Bryan Danielson, would there be a Christopher Daniels? Would there be many people for that matter? But when he called out MJF not being the best, and MJF said that he is the best because he is the AEW World Champion, well, MJF, he basically responded the way that we expected. He kicked Christopher Daniels in the dick and then literally trapped him in the Fujiwara armbar, saw the earth, saying that, okay, you wish you were the man Bryan Danielson was. Okay, well, how you wish about your arm? Saying that he's a fraud, going out wrestle because he's a fraud, slaps the microphone out of his face, and all it took was a slap to the face by Christopher Daniels, and then the kick saw the earth. Danielson comes in for the save, to be continued, and we will get Bryan Danielson's rebuttal very soon. Again, MJF, your future is staring you in the face. Will you be prepared? Will you be exposed at the hands of Bryan Danielson? James, we're calling a 60-minute Iron Man match with the American Dragon and MJF. What the hell is about to go down?
I'm so ready. I'm so ready for this. That's all I can tell you, man. I'm so ready. This is going to be the best MJF match, and I dare say maybe even the best Danielson match that you will see ever. This is about to blow the roof off that arena. I'm ready.
2 weeks, man.
2 weeks, yeah.
And stay tuned, folks, for, of course, the forum in the All Elite League 2023, because that's the kickoff. And, of course, AEW Revolution, City Predicting. I might even bring some other people on there, too. Who knows? All right. As we move over from there, Brian Cage looked to get some revenge back from Winter is Coming, as he took on Jungle Boy Jack Perry, where Jungle Boy says he has only one ambition, and that is singles gold. And, again, these two, pretty darn good match. Some back and forth action. Jungle Boy with the Fury offense early on with some suicide dives, but then deadlift super. Brian Cage, when he does that deadlift superplex, that is just freaking ridiculous. God. And then follows up, but Jungle Boy showing his Jungle Fury, fighting back, and then Cage, of course, poses in his face after dropping him with some chops. But then Jungle Boy fires up and follows up again with the hammer throw into the turnbuckle. Some deadlift suplexes by Brian Cage. I think he clinched him by his throat at one point and literally just tossed the man. So that shows how pissed off he was. Damn. And this continued. Brian Cage catches him with the backbreaker after coming off with a drop kick and then sit out Alabama Slammer, if you will. Hey, we are in Texas, Dusty. By Brian Cage gets a 2 count, and then a buckle bomb by Brian Cage. I'll let James critique that versus Seth Rollins here in a moment.
Well, to be fair, Brian Cage actually did it safely because it barely hit the buckle.
There it is. And then F10, but only gets a 2 count once again. As he looks once again for the deadlift German suplex from the inside out this time, taking him to the floor. Jesus. Jungle Boy famously reverses into a double stomp on the back of Brian Cage, who was laying prone. Big Diamond Splash for a 2 count, then a crucifix bomb by Jungle Boy. Once again, near fall. Running elbow strike to the back of the head, though, by Brian Cage. And Jungle Boy, it's interesting. Jungle Boy getting the win off a running elbow strike to the back of the head. Nasty impact, but it was enough to put down the machine. Pretty short, simple, and sweet, as I did expect. Brian Cage, despite his momentum on Dark and Elevation, he's more ROH eccentric. So Jungle Boy needed the win here, but was going to move forward in his future. Uh-oh.
Yeah, here comes...
Instant Classic is back. The pass haunts Jungle Boy as he gets maced in the face and then hit with a kill switch because Christian Cage is healed as he took the sling off. Well, I think we're finally going to see the culmination of what we thought was going to happen at All Out, but was just started there and then had a filler with a right hand destruction no longer in play. This is going to be interesting, and I'm curious to see what sort of attitude Jungle Boy brings back or now newly creates. Christian Cage is back. Get ready for some wild promos, folks.
Yeah, agreed.
But good stuff by Brian Cage. As we move forward, Renee Paquette, as I did talk about, she announced that at Revolution, the Ass Boys will be defending their tag team titles in a 4-way dance, and the other 2 opponents will be known as follows. This week in a tag team battle royal, and then the following week in a casino battle royal tag team base. So stay tuned to see what 4 make up the field as we have our 2. Meanwhile, embrace the change as we have a nice little exhibition here as Kip Sabian takes on the Hangman, Adam Page, who more so got distracted here by Penelope Ford shenanigans at ringside. Sabian takes control during the commercial break. This match didn't go nearly as long as I thought that it might when it comes to him and Adam Page, but based on what happened afterwards, I can see why. Early going, Page hits the big cowboy boot, but Sabian, like I said, he takes control after a distraction by Ford. And literally keeps fighting back, diving double stomp that misses. Page sends Sabian to the outside, cactus-style clothesline. Cactus Jack for those that don't know. Before throwing Sabian to the guardrail, is it me or does Heyman have Page a little bit pissed? As he threw him
just a little bit.
I think like, 6, 7 times? I lost count. Pop-up powerbomb, though, by Heyman Page gets the 2 count. Kip Sabian tries to fight back and then literally wears down Kip Sabian enough after a lariat, not the buckshot, but a lariat, and beats him with, this is something I don't usually see, Heyman won with the Deadeye. That's it.
All right.
But let's be honest here. This match was to set up the bigger story, as you were talking about earlier. As Blackpool Combat Clubs makes their way down to the ring, and Jon Moxley says to Heyman Page, okay, you think we have unfinished business. We don't. I beat you. But I will say this. I got more respect for you, but I don't fear you. I never have. I never will. And there is no chance you will ever beat me again. And the crowd seems to agree with Jon Moxley. Go figure. But Heyman Page, he is the
considering that they have not really necessarily forgiven Hangman yet about the all brawl out starting because of his crap with Punk. That's true. I mean, some people hold on to grudges. I'm not here to decide whether that's right or wrong, but that's probably what influenced the crowd here, to be fair.
Yeah, you're not wrong. But what also influenced things here was Heyman Page saying, so that's it. You think that's the way things should end. Well, I don't think it should end like that. I don't think a feud with the 2 most predominant wrestlers in AEW history should end with a roll-up. I think it should end when only one man is left standing. this ends, as far as I'm concerned, at Revolution. And Moxley in a subtle way, he was hoping this would be the way that it ends. But before we get anything else, join the Dark Order. As Evil Uno with an infallible statement says, Paige, get out of the way. I know you're trying to stay backstage, but I couldn't take this. We are his friends. We heard enough of your talk, and we are not afraid of you. Evil Uno is not afraid of Jon Moxley. And as Evil Uno called out Jon Moxley, yeah, you just signed your own death warrant. Sully looked over and said 2 simple words.
Texas Death Match.
Oh, shit. Well, James, I don't think you get a more definitive ending than that between Heyman, Adam Page, and Jon Moxley.
Man, I gotta tell you, this Blackpool Combat Club stuff is really is still going strong, huh?
Right?
Think of the people they're fighting right now. Jon Moxley taking on Hangman Page. Claudio fought Jericho. These are all people Danielson wanted to fight, and now Danielson's fighting MJF for the belt.
Yep.
This is some crazy shit going down, man.
And we all know what happens in a Texas Deathmatch. For those that don't know, you not only pin or submit the man, you keep them down for a damn 10 count, and that's how you win. The last match I think we called was in Impact. It was Mickie James and Deonna Purrazzo last year, Hard to Kill. And I think also following that, him and Adam Page took on, I think, both Lance Archer and Adam Cole, baby. It won on Rampage, so this is going to be brutal, to say the least.
No doubt. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm ready for it. Card's shaping up, man. It's shaping up.
Again, it is taking form, as again, we now know it will be again MJF versus Bryan Danielson for the AEW World Championship in a 60-minute Iron Man match. TikTok. We now know him and Adam Page will take on Jon Moxley in a Texas Death Match. We also learned that it will be Wardlow taking on Samoa Joe for the TNT Championship after talking about the symbolism with his hair.
That was
how
nuts.
Much it meant to him and his father. You just made hair matter and Wardlow a whole different dynamic character. This made the rematch matter a whole different way.
That promo was really awesome. Like, that sit-down interview between JR and Wardlow was tremendous.
Yes.
I didn't realize the symbolism of that. And now it really makes you care. You didn't know the story. And again, we need more of these. I'm serious. Like, we need more of these to really sell feuds. Because this just went a long way to making me care about this feud between Wardlow and Joe. This made me care a long way about that.
Well, get ready for round 2 because it's made official. At Revolution, it will be Samoa Joe defending the TNT Gold against Wardlow. And I feel this time he's not going to try and just take the man's pride or hair only. And, of course, also we know, again, Fatal 4-Way for the AEW Tag Team Championships, the Acclaim, the Ass Boys, a team that will be figured out this week on AEW Dynamite in a Tag Team Battle Royal. And then, of course, the other team will be figured out the following week in a Tag Team Casino Battle Royal. So stay tuned for more on that. And before we talk about AEW Dynamite's main event, here's your AEW Dynamite card coming up for Wednesday, February the 22nd. Freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy, spoiler alert, will be defending against a former best friend, his AEW All-Out Championship against Will Yuta. We'll tell you why here in a moment. Tony Khan has an important announcement, and I wonder if it's forbidden, but I digress. Jon Moxley will take on Evil Uno one-on-one. The Acclaim will take on Hired Guns by the Ass Boys as they hired the firm Big Bill Lee Moriarty to take him out before AEW Revolution.
Hold on. They hired the firm? I thought they were a part of the firm.
I guess not.
Doo-doo-doo-doo. What the hell is going on? Who's in what faction right now in all of wrestling?
I don't know anymore, man. Come on. You know the dynamic.
What the fuck? They were all a part of the firm, though. With Stokely afterward. Did they just say, nah, one day, we're going to do our own thing? And then they succeeded without Stokely, and then they're like, oh, now we need Stokely again after they won the belts?
Maybe it's like a thank you for Stokely giving them the encouragement. Who knows? We'll see. Tony Schiavone will interview Christian Cage about his return to AEW. We will also hear from the American Dragon Bryan Danielson, and this AEW Dynamite, by the way, folks, will be live in Phoenix. Sky Blue takes on Saraya, and I'll talk more about her in a moment, too. Also, Sky Blue, let's freaking go. And also, of course, the AEW Revolution Tag Team Battle Royal. Tag teams known as Los Factions Ingobernables, Top Flight, Best Friends, Dark Order. Alex Ross and John Silver, the Jericho Appreciation Society. Matt Menard and Angelo Parker, Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett, Lord help me. The Lucha Brothers, Butcher and the Blade. Trustbusters, represented by, well, this is interesting, Ari Daivari and Tony Nese. And Aussie Open.
Aussie Open?
Yep. Yes, you heard me right.
Huh.
Take that for what you will. And that's what's ahead on AEW Dynamite, and still so much more to come, too. But before we get there, let's talk about last week's main event, because for the first time in a long time, non-title-wise, the women closed the show in triple threat fashion. As again, we're trying to see the battle lines being drawn where people be in AEW. As it was, Tony Storm versus Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, don't forget it, and Ruby Soho. The match was supposed to happen several weeks ago, but Britt got injured. Yes, James?
Before we begin with this match, more breaking news. We might as well splice it in here. Spicy.
Yeah, go ahead. What you got?
So it has been confirmed by various people, including Rosa herself. She was backstage at AEW. They worked out their issues. They mended fences. It does sound like
Nice.
Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa's beefs have been squabbled, which goes back to, I think, the point I said a couple weeks ago. It looks like they're going to go with Thunder Rosa siding with the homegrown talent, and we could be getting a 6-women tag at Revolution from the looks of how they're building this up. Which, interesting move, because do they just not have a single opponent to have Jamie Hayter fight, or do they want to tell this story and then do it at All Out? Or something of that nature? I mean, I want them to defend the belt on pay-per-view.
Agree.
Because I kept excusing when they didn't for the TNT title, and then they kept doing it over and over and over and over again until, like, Full Gear last year.
And here they are defending it again.
Finally. But, like, I hope the Women's Championship doesn't suffer the same fate as the TNT title did all that time ago.
Well, they got 2 weeks, so...
We'll see what happens, but I feel like that's where we're going, which I'm not against. I think that could actually be a really good matchup, although it is a bit concerning only because Thunder Rosa naturally just is a stiff worker anyway, which, by the way, it doesn't change the fact that you guys just need to learn to take the hits. But I will say it is kind of concerning that Saraya is in the ring with Thunder. Only in that, because Thunder is naturally a stiff worker, that Saraya is involved in that, So, I'm not against it. Again, if she's cleared, whatever. I mean, we saw last week Danielson do the freaking headbutt, so obviously, if they think they're going to be good enough to do it, then it is what it is, but...
Yeah.
It seems to be the direction they're going is the 6-women tag at Revolution. Thunder Rosa, Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter versus Ruby Soho, Saraya, and Toni Storm. Otherwise, I could see them doing Jamie Hayter versus Ruby Soho, and then they do the turn there, and then they do that Blood and Guts matchup that I pitched also. I kind of want that to be the case, because I do want to see a Ruby Soho Jamie Hayter match. She obviously, you would imagine that this basically became an unofficial number 1 contenders match, considering how high profile the win was. This is the 3rd ever main event with women in it, right?
3rd ever main event with women?
I think so, correct? Because you had the unsanctioned match with Thunder Rosa, then you had the women's title match with Ruby Soho and Britt Baker, and then you had this one, right?
Yeah, I think the Steel Cage though also with...
Oh, yeah, you're right. So. Okay, so 4th. I miscounted.
I'm just trying to figure it out, because, the Rampage one with Jamie Hayter, God, that was physical. That was Rampage. I think you're right. And for what it was, again, TV hurt stuff. This was a pretty good triple threat here with these three, and it's nice that the women actually were not relegated to that pigeonholed spot, and they got a fair amount of time here. Early going, Storm and Baker renewed hostilities and paired off immediately as Ruby watched, because, well, Tony Storm, Dynamite, DMD, no love lost. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Clothesline by Baker to Soho, and then finally we get Soho and Baker. Again, some respect here, but still competition has to be at the forefront here. Insecurity to Soho by Storm, though. I like the fact, again, triple threat dynamic. It wasn't like one was just waiting at a time. They all were kind of involved here at multiple times. Sleep Blade by Baker takes everybody out. Netburger DDT combo takes out Storm and Soho. Gets 2 counts on both back to back. Very smart by Dr. Baker DMD. But then Saraya, triple threat rules, no disqualification. Comes into play, grabs the foot, allows Tony Storm to hit a mean German suplex. But then Soho catches Storm, charging Baker and turns it into an STO. That was a nice move. Double underhook bomb by Baker, gets 2 count on Soho. We continue to go down the line, and now Baker and Storm are trading bombs in the middle of the ring. Rip cord elbow by Baker, as per usual, with the nice fisherman suplex. Only gets a 2 count. STO by Ruby Soho plans to Britt Baker. She looked for the win herself, but was unable to find it. And then Soho comes off the top rope. Baker moves. Tony Storm catches the onslaught of that. Big anti-air elbow strike. Texas Cloverleaf, though, by Tony Storm. But Britt Baker DMD locks in the lodge at the same time. Ruby Soho is in a hell of a lot of trouble. But then Saraya comes in and hits a super kick on Britt Baker DMD to stop the attempted lock jaw to see if the ref looks at that first for the tap out. Swinging DDT, though, on Jamie Hayter, who was on the outside in Britt Baker's corner by Tony Storm. So everything's just bringing down here. And then running hip attack with her own branding. This was bizarre. It's Britt Baker DMD in the corner by Tony Storm. But then Ruby Soho comes back in, dumps Tony Storm onto Saraya before rolling up. Britt Baker taking advantage of the melee. And Ruby Soho gets the win. Why she is stuck in the middle, I make a song reference here. Clowns to the left of me. Joker's to the right, and here I am, stuck in the middle with you. But she's stuck in the middle with nobody because she's on her own still. As, again, she simply yells, and I don't blame her because this is getting freaking ridiculous.
Listen, she's going to pick a side eventually.
Yeah, she has to.
It's just going to pick the bad side, and it works out.
I wouldn't assume that.
She's WWE former. She's picking the WWE side.
I don't know, man. She's called the Runaway for a reason, and Saraya and Hayter, in the end, were on opposite sides of her, but then jaw-jacking each other. So if they don't go with your alleged 6-woman tag, we very well could see some sort of push for Saraya versus Hayter. Lord help Saraya if that's the case. But either way, bottom line, Soho wins the main event. Soho's trying to do things on her own. We will see if she picks a side. And you still got to consider other factors. This all kicked off with Willow Nightingale. Haven't seen high nor tail of her since. Hikaru Shida saw all this from the outside. She hasn't been involved in this dynamic. And Thunder Rosa may be on commentary, but it doesn't mean she's cleared yet to compete. So the nice thing, there is still ways they can take this women's division as far as booking an AEW Women's World Championship Match Revolution, which I feel they still should make a focus on doing. And honestly, maybe that's Tony Khan's announcement. Maybe he's going to bring somebody Joshi Pro-wise, because Jamie Hayter said she wants to be challenged by the best. She wants to defend this title against anybody willing to step up to her. She tried against the Bunny. She tried against Emi Sakura so far. 2 incredible title defense. Well, no, one was an incredible title defense. Excuse me, that was her actual first one. Jamie Hayter is a fighting champion and wants the stiffest of competition brought to her. So do it. At this point, you probably got more options for Jamie Hayter than you do for Jade Cargill.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
You gotta consider, James, they got 2 women's titles, so they have to set up 2 women's matches. And I don't want to see the AEW Women's World Championship relegated to a multi-person affair while Jade Cargill gets a squash.
I agree. Which I'm not against that. So my other pitch goes back to the Blood and Guts deal, which if Saraya is cleared enough to do this, as risky as it is, right?
Right.
Saraya, Tony Storm, Ruby Soho, if she joins the baddies, in this case anyway. Tay Conti and Anna Jay taking on the face team of Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter, Thunder Rosa, Hikaru Shida, and one more homegrown big star that could be on the side of the faces. I'm not sure who you would pick, or maybe they do a surprise deal.
Yeah, this is a stretch, but if she's clear in time, I would say Chris Statlander.
Oh yeah. Oh, big time, Chris Statlander. And that would be really good momentum for her going into her eventual match with Jade Cargill. That would be tremendous, actually.
I
That'd
mean,
be
I wouldn't
really
mind
good
seeing, I wouldn't
forward
mind,
booking.
I know we're relegating her to be the only one in AEW realistically to break that bitch, but honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing Chris Statlander versus Jamie here at AEW all out.
And again, I point out,
respectfully.
yeah, I again point out this, your first women Blood and Guts. This has the potential to draw, and I have a feeling they're going to do something where, and again, I don't understand why they wouldn't do this at this point. You know,
Right.
bookend Blood and Guts with one opening and one closing. I think you could see it one way or the other. It would be very interesting.
I would call that gimmick overload because I feel like that's the WWE problem. If you're gonna do
Well,
something,
yeah, but it worked for WWE with War Games though. That wasn't a bad idea.
true, but let's face it, James. Blood and Guts is TV based, so I do feel like that one would be more overshadowed by the other due to advertising. If it wasn't for the fact that there was interruptions, I probably would go with you. But based on TV, I feel one of them would be more watered down or underbooked or appreciated.
Yeah, maybe.
If it's pay-per-view, I completely agree, but at the end of the day, you're dealing with TV. And I might add, AEW is coming back to Detroit, the Little Caesars Arena. It's literally just 2 hours away from me. Thank you, Greyhound. Last year, it was headlined by Blood and Guts. May 10th, you very well might be getting the same thing, but it could be the first ever women's one.
Maybe. Okay, so is that Blood and Guts? Is that when Blood and Guts is?
No, I'm just saying last year. I think last year also last year it was in June because it was after freaking Double or Nothing. So, but it was in that same arena. Right now.
True, yeah. Okay, so they might have to stretch it a little bit. I keep thinking it's after Revolution in my stupid brain.
No.
Yeah,
no.
big dur. Okay.
All right. Well, anyway.
No, hold on. So if they do it still, Blood and Guts, definitely do it. So maybe not have bookended on Dynamite, but have one main event Dynamite and have one main event Rampage. Make Rampage matter, that'd be a hell of a way to do it.
I mean, last time they had the two rings, they did a freaking World War III recreation that kind of worked to a degree. So, I mean, I don't know what Tony Khan's going to decide this year. And we don't know when Blood and Guts is going to be. We don't even know when Double or Nothing's going to be. Keep that in mind, dude. We got to get through Revolution. We're just starting this year.
Yeah,
we just know AEW booking TV dates all the way through May. One of them closest to me, and I'm damn sure going to try and go this time, too. And for all I know, it's going to be a big go home into Double or Nothing. Whether or not they do the Owen again is a whole nother story, too.
Oh, yeah. That announcement. Jesus, there's a lot that's going to go on, not just the Punk stuff.
About to say, Tony Khan's making an announcement.
Wow.
Is he announcing the Owen? Is he announcing Forbidden Door? Is he announcing another special show? Is he announcing the
He's announcing all the above. It's just gonna be word vomit next week. He announced, hey guys, Punk's coming back. We're doing the Owen, Forbidden Door, Revolution, and Double or Nothing. It's all happening. Stay tuned. We gotta go. We're out of time.
I don't think Tony Khan's voice will go that high because your voice broke. And also, I don't think it's going to be on social media. And I think Tony Schiavone is going to relay it more because what Tony Khan is not, thankfully, is an on-screen character because he doesn't have to be because that takes away from booking your actual...
Yeah, true. Okay, so Schiavone will say...
something like, yeah.
It's Punk! It's Owen!
All right, guys, Tony Khan has a huge announcement, and we will find out soon enough. All right.
Watch it be word vomit. It would be funny.
It would be, probably. All right. As we conclude this edition of Spark with, of course, Rampage, it was a slam dunk edition ahead of the NBA All-Star Game in Utah. Special start time, 7 P.M. Standard Time on February 17th. Also in Texas. And we kick things off with an AEW Trios World Championship rematch between the Elite, Nick and Matt Jackson, the Young Bucks, and Kenny Omega, taking on the trio of Top Flight and AR Fox, who called them out saying, you guys don't have the balls, you just escaped. And truth be told, they're right. Again, Kenny Omega, did they get a real win? No, it was just a roll-up finish. Here, though, they had a tip-off, they had a free throw, they were balling, literally, because there was basketballs. I didn't think $4 was loud. That was freaking fun. They're basketball fans, dude. It was
Why
an
not?
all-star
Yeah.
trio. It was an all-star trios match. Let's not lie. This was pretty damn awesome again for the second time. And again, I'm just gonna simply say the Elite did retain after the tip-off and the basketball to the gut. Doink. Key factors again was Omega and AR Fox, who basically had more so a match with themselves. Why, once again, top on the Young Bucks, they had matches amongst themselves and also played a little bit of b-ball. I'm not sure who got the 3-point tip-off, but
This is
that's
basically this is just if NBA Streets of Rage went into the ring.
all they were missing was basketball hoops, and Ben, all they were missing was basketball hoops. Imagine that being a match gimmick.
Basketball hoops on a pole, bro. NBA street match, bro.
You gotta put the ball in the hoop, bro, and then pin your opponent.
Fucking
That's
hell.
different. Oh God.
That'd be different and also be awful, especially if you're one of those poor saps that are like in the section where the basketball hoop is blocking the ring. Oh Jesus Christ!
And then they throw it over the hoop, and someone's gonna get a basketball to the head or face.
Yes.
Hey, look,
yes.
there.
I'm actually shocked that didn't happen. The way they were chucking those things, like
Right?
they actually had like ridiculous aim.
Oh my God! I think Dante at one point was literally hang tying higher than LeBron James with one and slammed it down. On
Yeah.
that was crazy.
He did like what was it? He did a Meteora and then literally aimed at Omega and hit it right in his gut. Right?
That's exactly right.
That was
yes.
crazy. That was
And at
that
one
was just
point,
impressive.
Oh my God! Again, top flight, I tell you. And at one point, we freaking get a timeout call. There are no timeouts in wrestling. They call a timeout with Cutler and Nakazawa. Nakazawa's the coach. That's horrible.
Yes. JR at one point. There was a couple of good JR calls here. I'm not even gonna lie.
I love JR.
JR is talking about because they're promoting the NBA All-Star Game that comes on next.
He does
And
have a shirt because he's too fat. Damn it.
he's too. Yeah, JR goes. They don't give me a shirt because I'm too fat. Damn it! I'm like, God damn, JR. All right, he's
You
really
eat
mad.
barbecue.
They make one
Barbecue man.
They make one my goddamn size. I think this is an absolute abomination. I will never forget this day for as long as I live. You dumb son of
Oh, my
bitches.
gosh.
Over at Tony, you still treat me like a
Uh,
piece of shit. What the fuck is going on with you guys?
Oh,
You know,
God.
and then
Yeah,
another
never
one.
changed.
And then another one is freaking they're doing the huddle, and then JR says Nakazawa's in charge of coaching the kickers, and I'm like they're all kickers. They all do the super kick. Good little play on words there, JR.
Yeah, he
Nice
wasn't
one.
talking about soccer, folks. He was talking about the shoes, and I tell you what. But yeah, Omega spikes his face into the mat after AR Fox gets a counter takeover. There's a bulldog.
Oh,
match
they
between AR
did
Fox and
the first spot of the match. They do the alley-oop and then into a Manhattan drop.
Exactly, and we kind of already talked about it.
Excalibur called. Yay, good for you, buddy.
Oh my gosh, Excalibur can do both basketball and wrestling. Who would freaking knew? Oh my gosh, this was literally if wrestling and basketball shared the freaking same quarter. This was brilliant.
AEW Streets of Rage.
Hey, put that as a mini game and freaking fight forever. Hi, Aubrey. Still waiting. Meanwhile, as we move on from there, lost my place. Hot Tad to Dante, atomic drop on Omega, follows up with the plancha. We keep kicking things forward. Dante comes off the top with a drop kick to Matt while hitting Kenny Omega with the ball. Like you said, that was the moment. That was so damn ridiculous. Freaking swish. 450 splash off the top of AR Fox, gets a 2 count, then a triple team buckle bomb, integrate combo by the Elite to Darius, and basically the Elite were done playing games. Ball games, anyway. As both members of the top player hanging from the middle of ropes, Nick comes off the top with a senton for a 2. That was really cool, draping senton. Then Dante comes off the top with a clothesline that breaks up an attempted V-trigger, then double cutter by the Bucks, though to AR Fox. Again, AR Fox, I think he's more rubber than Ray Phoenix. That says a whole lot. And then a cutter by Omega to Fox. Then Fox comes off the top rope with the moonsault. And then the Elite counter with the triple super kick. Escalera by Nick as he steps up, goes over the top, twists his out, and takes out Fox. And then a V-trigger by Omega. Bang! To Dante, followed up by the one-wing angel. He hit it this time, and there was no shenanigans or controversy or slight escape here. It was definitive. as the Elite once again retained the Trios Championships. I'm not going to lie, if the basketballs weren't in play, I'd be like, okay, fun rematch. But the basketballs added so much more, and they were only used in the beginning. This was fun.
This was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. And good corporate synergy. Good job there, AEW.
I'm about to say. Yeah, and then as we move on from there, it was, uh-oh. Lights went out.
Shoot. Wait. I'm not ready. Not ready.
Dude, don't worry about it. Because with Black came on, James, it's finally happening.
Yes.
The Kings of the Black Throne, Brody King and Malachi Black, were on the entranceway, and then they were away. Give me fucking Buddy Matthews versus Kenny Omega.
Mm-hmm. And can we call him Matthew Silva, please?
You know, that's a whole different question.
You know, because when I think of the House of Black, the first name I think of is Buddy. All right.
Yeah.
Stab it. Matthew Silva. It works.
It's still a crime to me that Buddy Matthews has had a handful of singles matches in his AEW career. That is ridiculous.
I agree. I
seriously.
Like, he's so good as a singles competitor. Like, bro. He can fight for the All-Atlantic Championship. He's from a country.
Well, here's the thing, James. We now know what the House is wanting to go after.
That is true.
But again,
they have the Trios titles.
Will the House win, and will it be as soon as Revolution? Can they really book a program for the titles? Keyword, the titles at Revolution. Or do they start drawing it out, and maybe we get like a traditional tag team match for the first time, and maybe Kenny Omega defends the IWGP United States Championship against Buddy Matthews? There needs to be a different dynamic to really bring this thing forward. But clearly, the Elite knows who's next, waiting for them, coming after them. Again, just business. I mean, they cheated for the longest time after the whole all melee, on Rampage in the Lumberjack match. But Brandon Cutler was just, an accessory to, not murder, but assault, and says, sorry, man, just business, nothing personal. Here's the business.
Here's the business, yeah.
I can't wait to see.
They might turn it personal with the House of Black. You never know.
True that, but I also can't wait to see what methodical promo.
It's the Satan boys versus the Jesus boys.
Yeah, well, friggin' opposite ends. Anyway, by the way, congrats, Julia Hart. Good win on AEW.
Holly Bibble.
There you go. Mark Henry with Orange Cassidy speaks, of course, on his incredible win streak, as Orange Cassidy has been a very consistent performing individual in AEW, successfully retaining his AEW Online Championship constantly, but also with a Yuta came into play and said, you've been winning a lot? Well, look here. I've been winning a lot too. I've also learned a lot, and it wasn't from you, as I am Ring of Our Pure Champion. And now I look forward to taking something from you and proving that I have grown more through the Blackpool Combat Club than I grew under you. But then Cassidy says...
And apparently Chuck bullied him. They weaved that into the storyline, just a random dig at Chuck Taylor. Out of nowhere.
Again, he was trying to be cast up as the trend. He even said, you guys were using me basically as if I was somebody else. And then subtle comment by Cassidy, which actually felt more emotional than usual.
Yeah, no, it wasn't just more than usual. Like, the dude was pissed.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. Was this the wise move to piss off Orange Cassidy like this? I'm not sure. Because when Orange Cassidy's motivated in kayfabe, man, like I'm looking forward to how they tell this story, man, because I actually was invested in that whole transition for Yuta, and I'm really looking forward to how they kind of bring it back full circle. Maybe they're doing a champion versus champion match. Maybe Wheeler Yuta gets the belt. That would be interesting. Him being a double champ would be a hell of a way to freaking go. I mean, it's not like they haven't done it already with Joe. People were taken surprised by that.
I mean, yeah, and As Boys beat the Acclaim, and no one saw that coming, so weirder things have happened.
That's the thing, though, and keep in mind, this ain't some schmuck that Orange Cassidy's facing.
No, this is a guy he formerly trained.
This ain't some schmuck team that the best friends are dealing with. They've been beaten and royally handed an ass whooping by the Blackpool Combat Club. There's a very good chance that Wheeler Yuta comes out as a double champ after this week's Dynamite. I'm serious.
Yeah, and we are literally mere hours away when you all see this video for that. So I'm looking forward to, honestly, that match the most more than the tag team battle.
I
I'm
agree.
perfectly honest with you, because of the history with the two.
Yeah, I agree.
And it wouldn't surprise me if Best Friends and the Blackpool Comic Club are in their respective corners. But again, with how personal with how personal this is, this may literally just be a solo experience, and I'll be good either way.
I'd be cool seeing it. I'm very interested in that storyline, a little mini angle before they know what they're gonna do with the. I hope the Atlantic title is defended on Revolution. By the way, side note.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. If surprise opponent, maybe from New Japan. All right. Again.
Could you imagine if it's fucking Ospreay?
All right, dude, calm down.
Oh my god.
Let's not go crazy. All right, let's not go
I'm
crazy.
just saying.
Don't
never say never.
The New Japan Cup's ahead, and I believe it starts March 5th, and I think Will Ospreay is a competitor. Just saying.
We'll see.
We'll see. Although, again, that match for Forbidden Door, I still go back and rewatch our play-by-play call. That was so much damn fun.
That was fun.
Could have gone either way.
That was fun.
That was beautiful. Oh, my gosh. Anyway, this was actually a pretty fun match, too. This Rampage, actually, to me, was better than Dynamite as a whole. And that's saying something, because usually it's the other way around. This was a weird week, but this was a good match.
Which is weird. It's weird.
Right?
Yeah.
As Daniel Garcia of the German Society, or Danny Garcia as he's now being called, took on Absolute Record Stocks, who was looking for his own revenge after El Ocho cost him the gauntlet, looking to not necessarily face, but embarrass Chris Jericho, apparently at the expense of his men. Early on going, there was fists flying and some ground and pound. These two were literally waylaying each other. There's a reference for you. And right there, Chris Jericho, of course, hyping up his boy. Garcia catches the charging Starks, though, and hits a dragon screw leg whip over the middle rope. Damn, that move has to suck. And then hits him with a big knee. Starks, though, the guy that keeps fighting constantly, even while struggling, fighting back with a bad knee. Garcia, though, catches him with the leg breaker as we go to restaurant quality picture. And we see him hit a shin breaker on the steel steps.
Yikes.
Well, that would definitely slow you down for a spear.
He's Red Death. He's being Red Deathy.
Yeah, well, I mean, Starks went in for the spear, but it collapsed, so apparently damage was done under his own knee. But he was able to get back up and hit a clothesline, followed by a sit-up Blue Thunder Slam. Not bomb, Blue Thunder Slam for a 2. Starks again looking for a leg whip, but again, he holds on and stomps Garcia's face this time. Garcia reverses, though, into the Dragon Tamer. There's your Red Death submission technical background for you. But he was able to get to the ropes until Guevara came in to try and pull it away. Action Andretti drives Guevara away. Chris Jericho couldn't believe this Oliver Twist cast-off was back. He should be gone. Well, he's not. I love this storytelling. And then Garcia looks for the Dragon Tamer once again as both men fight back. But Starks was able to hit the ropes, and Garcia evaded at first. But then on this follow-up, spear! And he didn't go for the win here.
Yeah,
he was fired up, and then hit the row.
Shambo. Dude, the spear was nuts, though. Like
I thought he had him at the spear, personally.
Bro, he should have just pinned off of it, honestly. I would have believed it.
He wanted to make this feel personal with Jericho. Let's keep in mind, he doesn't
Fair
want
enough.
to face Jericho. He wants to embarrass Jericho, so
Fair
he wanted
enough.
to really make Jericho see his boy hurt.
He destroyed. He tore Danny in half with this thing. Like,
yeah.
I've never seen somebody run the ropes as fast as I do Ricky Starks. Every time I see him run the ropes as fast as he does for this spear, I'm always impressed by it. But, like, this had some oomph to it. Oomph.
I need a side-by-side comparison of Ricky Starks versus Konosuke Takeshita when it comes to their run-ups, just saying.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that was a brutal one also.
But good win overall, though, for Ricky Starks against Danny Garcia. And, again, good singles exhibition showcasing both here as Sammy comes out and says, this piece of trash wants to come at me. I'm going to face him next week, Jericho. You wait and see. And Jericho's like, you do it, man. You do it. You make an example out of him. You break him. Now I just got to wonder, Ricky Starks, okay, you beat Danny Garcia. Where you go from here? Who's the next member you want to embarrass? How do you continue to try and embarrass Chris Jericho without facing him? Do you force Jericho's hand? Does Jericho decide on his own merit that to face you because you can't beat him? I don't know. It feels like to me we're in like a loop, but it's not necessarily a bad thing, but something needs to give away. I just don't know what.
I agree. We're about to see, though.
Well,
I still maintain that somehow, someway, they're gonna do a swerve, Russo style, where Action Andretti joins the JAS. I just see it happening. I just see
really-
it happening.
I really hope you're wrong. With all due respect, brother.
What else are you gonna do with the guy as a face? He's done it all, and he kind of is obnoxious anyway, to be fucking honest.
Well, yeah. What I wonder, Jade Cargill's streak's becoming obnoxious as she faced one of my favorites. Game on, Burt Vixen. Pump kick.
What the fuck was this, bro?
Pump kick, just got jaded, game over.
Bro, she's fucking as tall as Jade, and she got nothing? Are you shitting me?
I was really hoping for something here based on that.
Fuck?
And I hope to see Burt Vixen versus Chris Statlander. There, I said it. But, yeah.
Yeah, but like, what the fuck? It's not even gonna matter now. Why did you have her job here? We said we wanted her to fight legit competition, not have more squash matches. You bring somebody in that looks like she could legit go toe-to-toe with Jade Cargill in the strength department and probably the agility department from all things, considering those biceps, by the way. Holy shit.
By the way, she's jacked.
She's jacked. And you have her job out in mere seconds to Jade. This is ridiculous. Have her have competitive matches. It's long overdue. Jesus Christ. She's more than ready, by the way. She's been ready ever since her match with Nyla Rose.
I guess they just wanted to give more time for Swerve versus Dustin Rhodes. That was our main event. Of course, Dustin.
Okay, then don't book the match.
Yeah,
don't book the fucking match.
I know, dude. I don't know, Tony Khan, man. This was the only thing that was really a blemish for me this whole last AEW week. When Dynamite was awkward, this was just unnecessary.
I agree.
You're
like,
going to book Vert Vixen
bro,
like that.
And it's not even just. It didn't even have to just be Vert Vixen. Like, it could have been anybody.
No.
Like, could have been Kayla Rossi. Could have been Layla Hirsch, returning Layla Hirsch.
Sparks.
Could have been Kylan King.
Throw a woman name out there in the Texas area. Just saying.
Bro, this is absurd. Give Jade challenges, please. Because this is ridiculous now. Mm-hmm. Like, this isn't even against Jade, because it's not Jade's fault. But you could tell there is some, like, creative inepticism here with how to book Jade. And it's bad.
It's not, and I bet you it's not Jade's decision either.
No, it's not. And it's clear.
Well, anyway, as we hope that Jade gets better competition, and the competition that looks good enough gets better booking, Vert Vixen, hope to see you soon again, just saying, in a much more competitive match.
Please.
Define.
Yeah, that was...
gaming.
Yeah, and by the way, like, what are they gonna do here? Like...
I don't know, man.
Because they've established now that she can just beat the fuck out of anybody.
Pretty much.
I don't get it.
We'll just have to wait and see. This was a fun match, though, because Dustin Rhodes, he's such a traditional wrestler, but he goes the distance when it comes to conveying emotion out of his opponent and also bringing out a fire in himself. Dustin Rhodes still can bring it, man. I don't care what you tell me. That's why, again, he's one of my all-time favorites. God bless the natural. This was a really good match here.
This is a great promo. The split screen between the two and the intensity they both showed was great.
Yeah, Swerve with way less words than Rhodes, man. I mean,
bro, it was really good. Like, Swerve is so underrated on the mic, man. Like, there's a reason why.
The Rhodes family always plays the victim. There you go again.
Love that, and saying
with him,
and saying that in my town where I come from, respect is earned, not given. Like, make you pretend like Dustin never earned his respect in his field, but like.
Right.
Also saying, he kind of has a point. Also kind of having a bit of a point, only in that Swerve had to grow up in the fucking slums back in the day. If you know the fucking story of Shane Strickland, like that's real. So the way, it was really good. And then Dustin's rebuttal was fucking awesome. Awesome.
Sometimes you have to go to a dark place to see the light. And I'm going to take you there.
Yeah,
God bless Dustin.
He's so good. He's so good, man. I can't wait to see him at Mania supporting Cody. By the way, from what I hear, that has been worked out.
good.
So that's gonna be a hell of a moment, man.
The story needs to finish, and as far as the finish here, let's go ahead and finish this thing out because it was time for our main event. Again, I'll say the card afterwards, folks. This was a good back and forth match here, and the other going, Rhodes got the advantage here, taking out Bordeaux and Swerve before the bell of the ring, then mounting him in the corner, giving him 10 punches, but Swerve then dodges the power slam, released German suplex on the floor.
Yes.
And next thing you know, Swerve backs him in the corner, hits him in the good running pup kick on the apron to the floor, drives Rhodes' head into the guardrail. Here we go. Rhodes' head busts. And there's a whole different dynamic following this. Go back into the ring as he's busted wide open. Swerve focuses the attack on the wound. Some vicious boots to the side of the head. I would also for the rest require picture-in-picture. And then Rhodes fights his way back, only to charge into a rolling thunder flatliner. Damn. And then Swerve look for the Swerve kick. Nails it, but only gets a 1 count. The natural will not go down that easily.
It was dusting it up. Somebody
That's the one way of putting it. And next thing you know, Swerve goats him into a power slam, but Dustin was able to counter back with some lariats and then a drop down uppercut. Of course, a Rhodes trademark by Dustin that Cody even uses, but more so uses the boot. And then a running Code Red. Only a 2.5. Both men exchange big boots, meet in the middle of the ring. They are both fired up here. The intensity, the passion. Both men making the way to the apron. Then Swerve lands a death-fied driver on, let's say it, hardest part of the ring. And then a long 2 count. Very long 2 count, it felt like. For Swerve, who then goes up to the top, but then Dustin crotches him, takes the base off from underneath him, folks. And then a big superplex. And a pile driver. Damn it! Only gets 2.9. It looked like Dustin was going to win here. I would have been so damn happy if he did.
That would have been cool,
and then a callback to Cody with the crossroads.
Into the final reckoning, by the way. That's a great combo finish. That's a really good finish.
That's brothers right there. That's brother dynamic right there.
Bro,
Again,
could you imagine? I could see it now one day, Dustin in his last match, whatever that is. The flip, flop, and fly into the crossroads, into the final reckoning. Bro.
He tried that.
How poetic would that shit be, man?
Yeah, I mean, again, talking about finishing the story, that's just wrapping the bow on a legacy. And then final curtain, actually, but Bordeaux pulls Rhodes out and gets DQ'd.
That was
I can't remember last time we had a DQ.
Which, by the way, guess what? Your boy won. Dustin won.
He did.
Yeah.
He absolutely did. You're not wrong. He's absolutely did. But then, again, this was more of a statement by Swerve saying, I'm burying the past. All you guys acting like you're the victim. All right, I'm going to make you a victim. Beat down by Bordeaux and Swerve here. And Swerve looking to make an example out of Rhodes the same way he did with Keith Lee, except this time instead of the chest, looking to ram his head in a block, cinder block, until a Limitless One made his return.
Who am I? I am Keith Lee.
And decks both men. And Bordeaux takes the bullet for Swerve, diving out of the way of a spinning back fist. Swerve, eyes wide open. Oh boy. Back in his glory, folks. He's back as Keith Lee. With new look, by the way.
Yeah, that was weird. He's got gray hairs. What the fuck?
You know.
I mean, he is old.
Wisdom.
But, age is wisdom.
Yeah, and he's a wise man, and he's picking up a very wise, passionate man as he and Dustin close out things in the end. For what this show was, despite the Jade spot, again, this Rampage was really awesome.
I enjoyed this Rampage.
Keith Lee back, Ricky Starks, Daniel Garcia, great exhibition, fun way, like you said, cross-promotion, marketing with the whole b-ball stunt, and then the trios, all-star with the 6 men here, the Elite versus AR Fox and Top Flight. Besides the women's match spot, this was pretty much a perfect Rampage for me as far as what it's trying to do, and as far as what you expect for a decent hour of pro wrestling, too. It was definitely my favorite thing of last week, to say the least.
I'm just curious, what were the Rampage ratings?
I have no idea because I don't follow numbers, but if I had to guess, it's probably going to be
Like,
less considering.
because it was at a different time slot. That's the only reason why.
Yeah, but I also wonder Friday night, people are out and about, the All-Star game, they're probably at bars, stuff like that, and I don't know what people do at 7 p.m., but I figured they may be working their stuff. Probably was like maybe 300,000 if I have to guess.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. No, they didn't do well just because of the time difference.
Dang.
Yeah, that's
Well,
fair.
Yeah.
I guess people just naturally got used to the 11 o'clock
PM.
time, huh?
You know what? You come home.
Or 10 o'clock time?
Yeah, you come home, you get a drink, and next thing you know, you're watching something like that, and the rest is history. So, I mean, it is what it is, if you will. But it doesn't matter for me, because I am all elite. I watch Rampage no matter what, and I really enjoyed last week. And again, folks, that concludes last week's AEW, as of course now, you look forward to tonight's AEW Dynamite, as this week in AEW continues. And again, tonight, AEW Dynamite. Tony Khan has an important announcement. Take that for what you will. Sky Blue takes on Saraya. John Moxley takes on Eva Uno. The Acclaim take on Big Bill and Lee Moriarty. Tony Schiavone will interview Christian Cage about his return to AEW. We will also hear from Bryan Danielson live in Phoenix, and an AEW Revolution Tag Team Battle Royale that includes, based on this graphic, and I wouldn't say this is everybody, we have The Butcher and the Blade, Trust versus Riverside, R.A. Daivari and Tony Nese, Dark Order's Alex Reynolds and John Silver, Jericho Appreciation Society, Matt Menard and Angelo Parker, Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett, the Lucha Brothers, Los Ingobernables de Facción, Top Flight, Best Friends, and Aussie Open. And I have to imagine what's going to culminate this show has to be a main event that feels a long time in the making. Fresh Screens vs. Kaz defend the AEW All-Atlantic Championship against the Ring of Honor Pure Champion, Wheeler Yuta. And this and much more to come too, as we also know on AEW Rampage, it is made official. Sammy Guevara will take on Action Andretti, and more matches no doubt will be announced. And more matches are definitely going to be booked as we form the card towards AEW Revolution, which is 2 weeks away, available exclusively on the Bleacher Report app and pay-per-view. Unless you're international, it will be on the Fight TV app too. But that's all we got for you for now on this edition of AEW Part 2. So thank you once again for tuning in to our special super extended edition of fantasy booking and women wrestling empowerment thoughts and takeaways too, and independent outlooks. Because again, we really value and appreciate not just AEW, but professional wrestling as a whole, too. Thanks for tuning in. James, again, always a pleasure, my friend. We'll do this again, same time. Yeah, maybe even Monday night for all we know. But anything you want, Plausible, and where people find you?
Well, it's funny you mentioned promotions because since we're doing this live to an unlisted link on YouTube, you will all notice that in the live chat, I actually put all of our promotions in, so you can all see what we have done over the last week, and then Noah will promote the stuff that's upcoming. I will also promote the stuff that's upcoming on my end as I do my plugs here. So, with all that being said, I want you all to go watch the stuff that we have done already, which is go watch the WWE Aftershock for all things World Wrestling Entertainment discussion, which is the spinoff of AEW Spark. Go check that out. They did a live version right before Elimination Chamber. The first live stream for Owen in over 3 years. So go check that out. Owen Finch and Chris Dodd break down all things WWE for the last 3 weeks since they kind of missed a few.
Damn!
On top,
show was long.
Yeah, no, believe it or not, it's about the same length as this show was, which I was shocked.
45 minutes.
Yeah, there you go. Survivor Series 2002 retro by myself, along with New Year's Resolution 2005 and 2006 retros, all on the channel right now. You guys can see that as I'm going along. I'm going in order here. You also could check out Elimination Chamber Simply Predicting that we did with Noah and a bunch of other people from all various walks of life when it came to the world of professional wrestling. People from the No DQ Galaxy, Meltdown Wrestling League, Jeff Meacham Network and Company, including yours truly, who is now a 3-belt holder, the Rundown Predictions Champion, the Indie Force Predictions Champion, and the FTW Official champion as well. So I got 3 belts. Look at that.
Good luck at AEW Revolution defending all that.
Yeah, right? So go check that out if you haven't already. We did the prediction video on that. That was a fun one, especially towards the Bobby Lashley bit. Check out also our full coverage, or their full coverage, really, of the Elimination Chamber on the Jeff Meacham Network. You can also check out A Simple Take on Noah's channel currently right now. And also subscribe to Cassidy A-Tune Studios. Of course, watch WYW Immortal, which is on the list of plugs right now, so go check that out also. Check out my NASCAR Thunder 2004 Let's Play series, also on Casey's channel. Go check that out if you haven't already. I have a good time. There's a point where I rage at Daytona Beach 500. That's a fun one. Go check that out. And also check out the Royal Rumble match marathon that we did during the Royal Rumble build-up. We did that ages ago. I figured I'd plug it here. Why not? And also check out the recent upload on Casey's channel, Stable Wars Episode 5, featuring myself, Noah Foster, Mistress Audio, and Michael X. We have a new champion, and it's once again Michael X, to the shock of nobody. He won another Stable Wars trophy to add to his collection. They don't exist. Anyway, check out the Don DeMarco show. The playlist is there. Get ready to be refreshed because soon Don DeMarco show is going to be coming back with a Tech 9 binge. It's going to be artists that featured on Tech 9 tracks. One including Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. So stay tuned for that one. SMBZ voice acting as well. Check that out because soon, from the looks of things, Alvin Earthworm is making episode 3, and we just got a few new voice actors for that as well. So stay tuned for Super Mario Bros. Z, voice acted by FTW Productions and WYW voice actors. Speaking of which, you can check out Mistress Audio's Struggling in the Snow, a dramatic reading, featuring new, featuring new voice actors of WYW, Easy, Strawberry, and Unholy Trinity. Check that out. It's really, really good stuff, and they all smashed it out of the park. Very proud of every one of them. Check out Kuzon on YouTube, twitch.tv /Firelord Kuzon. That's twitch.tv /Firelord Kuzon. And finally, last but certainly not least, check out Weymouth Youth Wrestling's YouTube channel, youtube.com/user/WYW Pride. And that's all of my plugs for the stuff that we have done and stuff upcoming for me. Noah, take us home.
Always a pleasure, man. Keep up the creation and content and keep up the passion, but also keep up with wrestling relaxation because you got balance, also all that too. Always a pleasure, and thank you. And folks, you want to know more about me, know this, for I am just a simple man and a lifelong fan of professional wrestling. Damn it! But I digress. So find me on The Tweeter, Instagram and YouTube at Foster1916 for all things wrestling. Shout out, of course, the entire AEW family on The Tweeter. Again, as James alluded to, there's still a lot more collaboration content coming across FTW Productions, WWE Multiverse Media, Meltdown Wrestling League, and No DQ. This week, I'll be doing a simple review of everything that's been happening recently in New Japan Pro Wrestling and also Keiji Muto's Last Love pay-per-view. Stay tuned for more on that. There will be City Predicting this Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my simple YouTube channel for Impact Wrestling No Surrender, as well as full watch-along reactions, commentary, coverage by me and James Hebert across the Jet Minute Multiverse Media this Friday also for Impact Wrestling No Surrender. Then we got an open mic night, of course, hosted by the Renegade J.J. Williams. Please follow him at Casa D18 Studios, if you will. And, of course, we'll be back here next week as we prepare for other stuff to come, including AEW Revolution and so much more down the line, too. And we'll also give you another edition of AEW Spark covering this week as you watch Dynamite tonight, this whole week of all things that's happening in AEW, too. And that's just some of the stuff that's ahead for me, my voice, James, and others, too. But as always, I'd like to conclude, there are no winners, no losers, no betters. Just fans with opinions for this passion we all share. At the end of the day, folks, support one another, respect each other, protect your mentality too, treasure your families, and just enjoy life and enjoy professional wrestling. It's as simple as that. It's been great covering this. And it's also been great covering Elimination Chamber with JJ, so check out our simple take as well on that and our watch along with that too. So with that being said, thank you so much once again for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, comment, and tell a friend. Hit the bell and those video goes live or on demand on this channel, any constituents channels for that matter too.
Ooh, and while you're at it, leave a like and leave a comment down below to help the algorithm as well.
Yeah, there you go. Let your voices and your opinions be heard. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to interact with you. Give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. Let's keep growing these YouTube communities together. Our creative passion and content is not laying up anytime soon, I assure you. For James Hebert, I am the Superman Noah Foster. This has been another edition of AEW Spark as we disengage for now. But until next time, make a positive impact in life and have a good night. We are AEW.
Podcast has concluded. Be sure to check out more group discussion as far as AEW content is concerned, and check out more content from For the Win Productions.